Here we go. Here we go. I see the fight has already formally started in the chat room. The fight has already formally started in the chat room before the stream even got started and fired up. If you're catching it on the restream, I think I'm going to leave this one up. Holy shit, 33 people already in the building. All right, shout out to everybody that's in the house. This is going to be a live one. I appreciate everybody for coming on through. We about to get this thing going. GameChanger is already in the building. So we are ready to roll. Let's go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
All right, we are in the building. Welcome everybody who made it on in. Shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early. Breathing hard because I just ran upstairs and back downstairs. But shout out to everybody who make it in bright and early. Ronnie James in the building, profound. Locario stood tall on his square 10 toes down yesterday on Ramil's show. Salute to the brother. He was definitely brave coming in there. Definitely brave in there. The first thing that I said was don't open the panel, just do an interview. That's the first thing I said. But hey, Locario, he stands in it. He stands in it, and he stood up strong. He stood up strong to the Viking army. But Eric the Red in the building says, BR in the building, you got the floor, you got the mic. Hey, don't be stealing my line. Wise man in the building, he says, yeah, his logic beat out all the emotion that was directed towards him. Classic stream. Interesting. And man of tomorrow in the building, he didn't stand tall. He spin moved out of every question and asked a question while responding. Then jump to straw man analogies. Shout out to man of tomorrow. We got 100 people already in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button and let me go ahead and hit the like button myself because I haven't even done that yet. Shout out to D-Rock Den. Shout out to Osama Abdu. He said he didn't see it. We're gonna catch you up. But it's a highly recommended stream. Highly recommended. Shout out to Osama Abdu. Snuggles in the building finally did what I said and changed that and change your logo, your avatar to the Snuggles bear. It's actually cute now that you do that because now that we know that you are actually a woman, we have established personhood and gender. You are a woman, so I don't gotta tease you about the name Snuggles. You can rock Snuggles proudly now. And also, I know I saw no, I thought I saw a super chat. Okay, I know I saw a super chat. Snuggles in the building with a super chat. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. She says, I got to get my stuff in first, Deacon Dave. You are in the building, or are you presiding over the multitude to let them change and get a new attitude? Thank you, Snuggles, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Actually, I used to say she is the $5 super chat champion of the world around here. She out $5, everybody. There's plenty of people that out super chat her, but finally come to that $5 every day, couple times a day, several times a day, sometimes 5 times a day. Nobody out $5 me more than Snuggles. So shout out to her. Shout out to her. And I'm gonna never mind. I'm just gonna let that be a secret. But all right. Without further ado, we got GameChanger in the building. Shout out to Ramil down in the chat. This stream today is inspired by what happened on your stream. Obviously, that's why you're in the thumbnail. This is a follow up to that. I'm gonna hopefully keep it decent, and hopefully the disrespect is kept to a minimum up in here. I'm gonna make sure that happened, but I do want to try to get a good conversation going because Ramil, I'm more so, and I'm gonna swing this to GameChanger real soon. But I just want to say my position. I'm more along the lines of Ramil, where like I don't get all the criticism of game. I think MOT do got some internal logic because he think men in America, any thinking man in America, any man in America that got his head on straight, particularly black men, need to leave this whole environment of women alone. So he views the dating coach as somebody who's sending men back into a burning building. And so I can follow MOT's internal logic because he has a complete walk away philosophy. So he's going to see the dating coach as his mortal enemy because he's teaching men, the dating coach is teaching men the opposite of walking away. So I can follow that internal logic. But GameChanger, I'll let you go ahead and set it up initially out the gate. What's your problem? And we talked about this before, but just to set it up for this show and people listening who don't know, because y'all came up with fire and brimstone for Locario, so I'm just trying to get it. Just lay it out. What's the problem with dating coaches? Go ahead and lay that out before we even get going.
Okay. In general, on principle, the problem with dating coaches is that there isn't a problem with dating coaches. I mean, I know I come strong against them, but really I don't have a problem with the vast majority of dating coaches. And that's simply because the vast majority of dating coaches are dating coaches without trying to insult other groups of men.
All right, hold on. Let me stop you right there. You said sure. You don't have a problem with dating coaches. Okay. You clearly seem to have a problem with Locario. So let me just go ahead and go there.
Sure.
What's your problem with Locario? What'd he do to you, man? No, just playing. But no, but seriously, I don't know how you say who hurt you. I'm like, did Locario hurt you? But I'm not gonna go there with it. But what's your problem with Locario?
I had one problem, and it was a very small one with Locario prior to yesterday, or when I called in. And that was his take on what he calls hot women. Now, he has, I go to his channel and I type in the word hot under the search field, and he has videos saying, only lame guys care or think hot women are special. And I'm like, wait a minute, I think hot women are special. I mean, if you have any rare qualities, then you're special. If a person have a significantly low IQ, they're special. If they have a significantly high IQ, they're special because, these are things that are in rare form. So if a woman is exceptionally beautiful, she's special. Like that's what my initial concern was. And I don't think a person is lame for valuing one woman's beauty over another. Now, if you want to put that onto game guys in general, a lot of game guys, especially in the Black community, not so much in any other community, which is why my problem isn't really with game guys per se, is that they preach low to no standards, meaning it's a yield game. They're when they brag about their sexual conquest, the looks of the woman don't really matter. They just take high quantities of low quality women. And by quality, I mean ugly bitches and fat bitches and old bitches. So taking high quality or high quantities of this and bragging on it and saying that you have game, I think that is disingenuous. So that was my problem initially going in to the show. I was going
hold on, wait. That was your specific problem with Locario. So when he's saying beautiful women are not special, or however he worded that, in your mind, he's basically saying that. I mean, well, one, did you actually listen to the stream and see his argument laid out? Like, did he make an argument that implied that ugly women are just as wonderful?
So, no, he didn't. I'm sorry, no, I didn't. I read the title and I listened to maybe like 10 minutes of it, but he was going in that direction. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a 25-minute video, but furthermore, I actually went on to ask him about it. So, I wasn't going to go on there and, like come to find out the video was about something completely different. I went on to ask about that particular thing. Now, what happened where things went a little bit left. No, I'm not bitter, GA boy, because I don't want to fuck a bunch of ugly bitches. And nor do I lack the ability to do so. Anyway, excuse me. No, where things went left was his interaction with Mr. Fantastic initially, because then the topic of power over women came up. And, of course, that's a concern of mine. I believe that men should be in charge of the relationship and women should be in charge of getting me a motherfucking sandwich. So, which his view in that particular area runs completely contra to mine. And I was thinking, like, wait a minute, what are you selling at this point? And that's when the whole thing became comical to me. Like, wait a minute, you're not selling the concept of having power and control over your female or dominance or anything like that. You're basically saying get with unattractive women on their terms. And then that's where the conversation just opened up a whole new dynamic. So it started off one thing. It's like, okay, now here is another problem, because it seems like what you are saying is that game, by your definition, once again, not really anything about the concept of game by how others define it, because some people just define it as charisma or something like that. But game, by your definition, is going up to a chick that is not hot, offering her complete and total control of the relationship, even if she chooses to sleep out. And then while she sleeps with you, you say, I got game. That's what it seems like this is going. That's where it seems like this is going, and not really something I would promote.
All right. Let me hold on before I respond to that. Deacon Dave in the building says, Snuggles, what's good, baby girl? Knew now that your sex is determined. What's happening? Cut it out. But shout out to Deacon Dave in the building. Appreciate you, Deacon Dave. Laro in the building. Says $20 prepayment for the disrespect coming to your guest. Yeah, Laro about to come with it, but thanks for coming through with the $20. Appreciate it.
I want 150,000, but we can settle out of court right now for $20.
Man, get your.
Shout out to Justin March in the building with the super sticker. Appreciate it. And Grim Reaper in the building. You still in one of Obsidian's de facto nicknames, if I'm not mistaken. But shout out to you. Appreciate the $1 super chat.
Wait a minute. What's this? This ain't enough. Make it enough.
Shout out to the Grim Reaper. All right. So I've listened to enough of Locario. I don't gather that he's flat out saying get with ugly women. Now I understand the shaky area in terms of, be with her on your terms, because y'all basically don't believe him that it was his idea to have an open relationship or whatever.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically just accepting her on his terms.
On her terms.
I mean, yeah, on her terms. That's what she wanted, and he accepted it, and it is what it is. And look, I understand why y'all say that, but I do understand there's a such thing as swingers. I almost accidentally stumbled into a swingers convention. I don't do that, but but I was hosting an event that was like next door to it, and we had this little smaller hall where we was doing something, and they had a bigger hall where it was a bunch of swingers going on. So this is back when I was married, so everybody thought that me and my wife at the time was a part of the swingers convention. So a couple basically more or less shot they shot. I was like, what the hell? So it's a thing. But
right. Well, so, I don't have a problem with open relationships at all.
It seems like you apparently do, though.
I mean, no. Understand this. I don't have a problem with open relationships. In fact, when Fantastic talk about it, I'm like, that's not my thing, because I understand that there's different lifestyles out there. I didn't go on, with the intention to really talk about his open relationship or his open lifestyle. However, when, he spoke as if a man should not have power in a relationship, it became clear to me that this isn't a lifestyle that he chose, because if he doesn't want power in a relationship. So this is a lifestyle that she chose. And like you say, this was her choice. This is part of the compromise that he made for her. Now,
but what do you think about him? He's saying he teaches men to live their own life, whatever they see fit. If that fits for him, why not? I mean, like you don't trick, but you're okay with the tricking, and you say, why are people so concerned? Okay, you don't share your woman, you don't share your wife. He shares his wife. Why you? It's like technically, I think if you got to be consistent, you would give his situation the same exact energy that you give the card carrying tricks, which you are not. I just found that out. You said you're really not into tricking like that.
Right. So, okay, his lifestyle is it's compromised. That's all. Like, the thing is, Black men in general are over compromising when it comes to relationships. Relationships is a negotiation initially. These are the terms that under which we have a relationship. I get sex, sandwiches, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You get provisions and stoves and shit like that. So, those are compromises that people make, reasonable ones. I don't like it when somebody aggrandize themselves based on unreasonable compromises that they made. Imagine somebody with a very nice car. He drives through the neighborhood. He brags about his car. Everybody is happy that he has this car, but come to find out that he leased it under ridiculous circumstances. Then it's like, okay, you are advertising such ridiculous circumstances to the masses. And, I would just practice. And once again, it's not really a problem on that, but I would just practice a more sensible spending habit to the people who want that car, or negotiations. Now, as far as that, no real problem, but keep in mind that this is also a guy who shames others for not having what he has. And that's when it becomes really problematic. You see, tricks don't really go around talking about guys who don't trick like that. They don't. They just like, this is what I do, and I'm not going to insult the lifestyles of others. He's not like that. But once again, I got on to talk about it in the defense of the more attractive women. I'm looking at other videos here. It says, why hot chicks are terrible in bed. Hot chicks are not special, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. Because, okay, this is Locario aside. This is one critique, and I will shout the game haters, as I just jokingly call y'all, but it might be accurate to some degree. The game haters have unearthed something that I never thought about with a lot of the guys that talk about game when you scratch beneath the surface. I remember you said before that they only helping you get women, lower level women you already had access to. I don't know how much of that is true. We can get into that. I know that's something that you put out there, but I do hear them, a lot of them saying the things that reeks of, how do I put it? You get with a dime, you ain't gonna be able to deal with a dime. It's gonna be this problem, that problem, this problem. She's gonna be bad at sex. She's gonna have a bad attitude. She's gonna blah 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 blah. The more attractive, when you get an 8 or a 9, is you gonna have this problem, that problem, that problem, that problem. And it does seem like it's that sometimes with a lot of the game talk that it really does amount to I've heard a lot of them make excuses for, the overweight women. One dude who I think would say he had some game came on your show, talked about he actually said he's lifted up a belly to get to the vag before. Somebody came on your show and said that, and
Right.
it's like, and it's almost like there's something going on with black men, and I can plead guilty to this for a brief moment in my life, where the quality don't mean shit. All about the quantity, and long as you get quantity, you're you can talk shit and say you the Mac, you got the game, you in this or that. I mean, I do think y'all have unearthed that, because I have seen a lot of dudes with game, they will turn around and defend, some bottom shelf broads, like that's it right there. You get that, you got it. You get a bunch of them, the whole give me 5 2s instead of a 10 philosophy. So it is a lot of that going on. And so I understand somebody like yourself, it is consistent with your thought process to speak against that. But I'll let you speak on that for a second. But my man, Mr. Fantastic in the building, says, I'm just amazed with all these dudes that support cucking, which I don't. I want to make that very clear. I respect Locario and I respect his lifestyle, but I ain't going on that one. We could talk about that ownership of a woman. When a woman is with me, and especially if she's the only woman I'm dealing with, I assume for ownership. In the event that she step out and go do some bull, then she gone. It just is what it is. But no, I don't. Ain't none of that going on. Ain't none of that going on. But yeah, he said they support cucking, but talk about alpha and red pill, and yeah, that's something that we're gonna talk about too. I hope to run into some of y'all wives and old ladies one day, because yeah, cool with it, Birdman. All right. Shout out to Fantastic. Appreciate the $10. Shout out to the $10 nation in the building.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Shout out to the $10 nation. All right, either what Fantastic said or all the rambling that I said, you could pick it up from anywhere in there. Go ahead.
Okay, so and that's why I wanted to clear up the misconception that I have a problem with pickup artists or game dudes or whatever you want to call it, things like that. It's really not that. I mean, but however, if you have individual talking points as part of your repertoire game, that includes stuff like hey, ugly bitches are the same as attractive ones, then I have a problem with that particular talking point and that particular aspect of what you're doing, because it's very harmful to us as Black men. Our image is trash. We are the guys that women go to when they can't get better men, because women respect standards. They respect men with standards, and they're not respecting Black men because our lack of it. That's a problem in the Black community. I mean, I'm insulted when a fucking fat ass Asian bitch or something try to get at me, as every Black man should. Would you have tried to get at me if I were Asian? Would you have tried to get at me if I were white? You think that because I'm Black, I want to put my penis up your sumo ass? Fuck you. You're still unworthy. I mean, we should not be seen as the race of trash dick people. But we are. And it's because of the concept of that all pussy is good pussy that we have. I went on there to challenge him on that. So not only are we being compromised by looks, we are being compromised. At least this is something I found out during the panel. And trust me, outside of these particular issues, I don't really have anything against Locario, because I'm not familiar with his body of work. So not only are we compromised in ourselves in looks, we're compromising ourselves in wearing the pants in the family. Now, if an individual wants to, not wear pants in his family, that's fine. Because I know plenty of people like that. Trust me. I know people who are, deliberate cooks, and that is their fetish. That they like to watch while others, do their wives and things like that. I understand that these people exist, and I really don't have a problem with those people. However, if you are preaching this as a lifestyle, and he was speaking as if a man should not have control over his wife, then that's when we have a problem, because he didn't just say, well, this is my lifestyle, and I try to teach other fellas to live the lifestyle that they want. He was saying stuff like, why should a man have power over a woman? Or, how do you even have power over another human being? That is when, things started getting edgy, because he's talking about other people's lifestyle, and that is wrong to even assume, such power. And then he made fun of, he was like, oh, so what does that mean? You keep her in a cage, or something like that. Well, some people like to keep women in cages and shit. And some women like to be kept in cages. So this is him attacking the lifestyle of men who want to participate in BDSM in that particular way. Then things started to really go south, so to speak, for us.
Okay, and this gets to one area where I think you had a good point. And whenever anybody just surgically tries to pick apart a dating coach, everything that they said from the first line they wrote in their first book to the last line they wrote in their last book, you could find some type of contradiction. So when he's saying, how do you control a woman? You can't control a woman. You gave a accurate, logical response, which you do come with the logic, but you gave a good response when you said, wait a minute, don't you also say that there's out-of-pocket women that will act a different way for a different guy? So you're basically saying, if you have game, exact words of a lot of people, guys with game, if you have game, you can get that woman to act right. And the more game you got, as he said, the longer you can get that woman to act right. You can get her to act right for the extent of an entire relationship if you have game. So in that sense, the game would be controlling the woman. But then he's saying you can't control a woman as it pertains to the one thing that he allows his woman to do. So I guess with every dating coach, you could find a logical flaw where it gets a little rocky in some areas. Like shout out to ARC. He say you got to come off as not thirsty, but he also say you got to put sex on the table in the first 5 minutes of the conversation. I asked him that question when I interviewed him, and he gave a good answer, the best possible answer. But I still didn't feel satisfied by the answer. But he gave the best possible answer. I can't remember what it was, but I didn't feel satisfied by the answer. So, I mean, if you could pick apart a lot of what they say and apply logic to it, and that leads me to the point where I always say many aspects of game is not logical, and many aspects of it you can't exactly even teach. So that's why I feel like whenever we try to logically, surgically pick apart game, it's just going to turn into just a weird fight where somebody who may very well just be naturally good at something, a naturally good salesman, who just knows how to just say the right words, or as Steve the Dean says, who just knows how to spit flavor in the ear of a woman and this or that. I mean, they just do that on autopilot. And then somebody who may not do that on autopilot is surgically breaking down what's being said. But the reality is they're talking about weird. When they're talking about game, a lot of times they're talking about stuff that really can't be taught. It's just either in you, you got it, or you don't.
Sure.
So,
well, yeah, I mean, the thing about that is if it's innate inside you, and you actually have it, the people I know that actually has anything innate inside them don't really talk about it. That's one key indicator that a person doesn't really have it innately inside them. Like if a person walked around saying, oh yes, I'm a genius. Well, geniuses don't really have to walk around saying that they're geniuses, are they? Like, and like Michael Jordan didn't go around like shitting on, people like myself, saying, you can't jump as high as me. Like, you don't really have to talk about other people who don't have the particular gifts that you have.
But it's also true though. So it was written in I think Phil Jackson wrote it in one of his books that Jordan he didn't go around shitting on guys because they couldn't jump as high as him, but he didn't understand why they couldn't do what he did. He thought his teammates weren't trying. Like he would see a teammate not chase somebody down on a fast break, and he's yelling at him like, "Man, you don't even care. Why didn't you do it?" Phil Jackson had to sit him down and explain to him, "Your teammates don't have the physical ability or the mental capacity to go as hard as you at this." So there is a such thing as somebody being naturally good at something and thinking other people are just bullshitting and not trying. That's a side note, but go ahead.
No, I get it. And I was about to bring up Muhammad Ali, but he would talk down to his opponents and things like that. But what I'm saying is he didn't walk up to people on the street and say, "Nigga, you can't fight." Like that's true. That would be the equivalent to what's going on here. Like I could get it. I get it. He has his circle of kings, and if they were to critique each other on their techniques, then that's one thing. Going to guys and saying that you're lame because you think hot women are hot is a completely different animal.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Chainvich is in the building. He says the issue many have with Mr. Locario is that he tries to claim moral superiority when he doesn't have it. He prompts guys to clap back at him. I'm not quite sure what he means by Locario is claiming moral superiority. I think I would, just my outside opinion, he's kind of amoral, an amoral pragmatist. That's just my outside psychoanalysis of him. So I don't know what you mean by that, Mr. Shane Vicious, that he's claimed some type of moral superiority. I don't think he ever claimed that. But shout out to you. Appreciate the $5. Ty City said something that I want to make sure I don't miss. E Capone, what's up? I see your super chat down there. Damn it. Okay, here we go. Ty City said this is the Cynthia G who they really choose rhetoric. He brought up Cynthia G. So all right. So he's saying this is a Cynthia G who they really choose rhetoric. I think he was referring to like the Asian woman who, when she's gotten fat and Asian guys don't want her no more, she starts shooting her shot at black guys. I think he was referring to that. So were you basically pushing some Cynthia G rhetoric on black men by saying that? I think.
Well, Cynthia G is seeing the end result, and yes, it's not a good look. It's not a good look when black men are constantly in relationships with women who are less pretty than the man is handsome, even when it is of a different race. I mean, Cynthia G is focused on the race aspect of it, but we do it within our own race. You'll see guys with unattractive women in our own race. So basically, we gain the reputation that we would pretty much do anything, and then anything is coming to us now.
Yeah, I see. You hit the nail on the head when you said we do that more within our own race. I remember when me and my woman, we went, I don't live in Detroit, but I live close enough to Detroit. So I go hang out in Detroit from time to time. The Detroit River Walk, and you're walking across the river, you can see Canada across the river. And, it's kind of cool. We've, kind of hanging, partying in Detroit and look across, you see them partying in a different country. It's kind of cool just walking across the river and, people out there, playing the saxophone, the whole put money in the hat when you walk by type of thing. It's a nice little vibe out there. I like to go for me and my woman. Yeah, we go for go walking out there or whatever. It's pretty cool. But here's the thing: when everybody out there hanging out there, there's vendors out there, and I'm people watching and I'm looking at couples, and so I was like, there go a black dude with a fat woman of a different race. There's another one. There's another one. So throughout the course of the day, walking out there for a couple hours, I probably noticed like 4 or 5 black dudes out there with a fat woman of a different race. But see, here's the catch. I counted like 26 black men out there with overweight black women. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, we do it more within our race. The black guys who date fat women of another race, I guarantee they're also relegated to fat black women too. or let me just go ahead and reach across the aisle. They like fat women of all races because that's what that's their preference. That's their preference. All right, E Capone in the building with the $5 super chat. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And I saw Malcolm Luther X the third. That's one of the coolest YouTube names in the business. He says if a man has a rotation of 3 women on being a 3, another is a 5, and another is a 2, it equals 10. See how 3 busted women equals 1 dime. Give me the dime. Quality over quantity all day. But can you get that dime? Separate issue. But Martin Luther X the third in the building with the $10 super chat. Shout out to the $10 nation.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
All right. Who else did we have in the building? Who else do we have in the building? Somebody came. Laro in the building says black women don't like sassy men. Get over that first. You are welcome to respond to Laro if you wish.
No, not really.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you, Laro, paying for the disrespect. Now, in all honesty, though, going back to that interview, it did seem like y'all didn't come up with normal philosophical disagreements. Okay. And what I mean by that is right now, me and you have, some slight philosophical disagreements. I mean, there's enough common ground to where this conversation ain't going to get intense, but there are some disagreements that we have here, but it's just a cool laid back conversation. You and Fantastic didn't come up there laid back. Like I like at first sign of him responding is like, I hate to try to replay in my mind exactly what happened because you probably remember it slightly different, but it got contentious real fast, like too fast. So it's like y'all came up locked and loaded, all guns blazing, like almost like we got to bring him down. He talking about game, we got to bring him down. That's what it looked like. I'm telling you this. As somebody that rocked with you, it did look like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, what was up with that level of intensity with it? Like, that's what I didn't get.
Yeah. So it didn't start off that way. As you stated, it started off with me pointing out the contradiction between the power dynamic. Game is about having power, and as he said earlier, this is how you keep them in control. And when he just kept pushing, like, because remember, he's the one that kept asking, like, how do you have control over women? How do you own? And I'm like, wait a minute, you're the one with the game. Like, you should be teaching us. Like, so men go to dating coaches because for several reasons. One, to increase the quantity of their sex life, which is something that I'm sure he could help with. The other is to increase the quality.
Yep, there you go.
Of their sex life, which means having more sex with more beautiful women. And a third is to increase the control. He's offering one of those things in at the expense of the other two. Is what I've come to find out. Now, a lot of the contention was really on him because he kept asking things like, why are you or how do you have power over another human being? And I kept saying, well, you use game for that, just questioning, like,
hey, you be trolling too hard with that. Whenever they ask a question, you throw game back at them. That should be that do be funny, man. But
yeah, well, I mean, apparently game doesn't give you power or beauty. It just gives you the ability to fuck a bunch of ugly bitches, which you've seen 26 guys doing that. Like, it's not hard doing that. That's not the area that brothers struggle with. I mean, I get it if a guy comes to you who's not fucking anything and says, hey, how do I get with these ugly bitches? Which very, very, very few guys are saying. But, if that's your lane, getting guys, to go from zeros to twos, then go for it. But, please put that on your advertisement, put that on your letterhead. Like, hey, you want to fuck some ugly bitches? Then come over to Mr. Locario's. I can get you the ugliest bitches and have you not think about Rihanna while you're eating her out. Like, if you want that, then go for it. But say that that's what it is, please. Like,
Yeah, okay. Okay. Locario has never said that. However, Platinum Elite, shout out to him, who's not a card carrying dating coach, he has said his advice is for he said that ain't advice for me. That ain't my advice for me, but for them, oh yeah, that's yeah. Fuck these ugly bitches, like that's or fat women, that's so Platinum have came clean and said that yeah, it's just pussy you looking for, right? Right? Okay, then that fat ugly bitch got a pussy on her. That was essentially the argument that Platinum put out there. I don't think other dating coaches are doing that to the degree that you believe. I just looked at Alpha Male Strategies the other day. He was having a discussion with somebody, and they were talking about whether or not men are delusional, and AMS said that he do believe that if a man got a confidence, he can get that baddie if he have the confidence. But he said he more so have to tell men, have to build up their confidence, so they can believe that they can actually do it. So I think more men come into the game with a healthy understanding of, well, maybe not. I'll be giving men too much credit. There's some people online who it's some YouTube channels that you could go to where you do find the incel type expecting dimes or 8, 9s, and 10s or whatever. But overall, I do think that it's an actual thing that's happening with with dating coaches where they get their student behind the scenes, and it.
Well, I mean.
Go ahead, because I was following. Go ahead.
An incel that expects an 8, 9, or 10 is a person who needs a dating coach, a legitimate dating coach, the most. It's like, okay, this is your goal. This is your goal.
But the coach would basically coach him into accepting an uglier woman.
Exactly. That should be your market. In fact, because I'm pretty sure that's a large market. You say that you rarely, been with like 9s and stuff like that, and most guys haven't because most women aren't 9s. So so I get it, and everybody wants to increase the number of 9s that they get. So can you teach me how to do that? Nope. That is like, okay, so that's your model. Because like when men say that they want to sleep with more women, they're talking about attractive women. They're not really, because most men don't count ugly bitches as women. Like, so, like I don't count fat bitches as women. So is like, if I say I want to sleep with more women, I'm not talking about fat bitches. I'm talking about women. Like,
so you think dating coaches, their job is really to get the guy behind the scenes to basically coach the guy into being okay with fucking the fat women he already got access to.
I don't think that should be their job. No, and if so, please put that.
No. I'm saying you think that is actually their job, what they're actually doing. You don't think they're actually helping people improve their, like if a guy is only messing with 3s and 4s, you don't think that dating coach is helping him to semi-regularly get 5s and 6s.
Exactly. I don't think that a lot of the ones that I criticize are doing that. The ones who are, and you mentioned AMS, have you ever heard me criticize him? I mean, I know there's a recent video that came out about him, and I have my views on that. But I mean, outside of that, like you won't really hear me criticize anything he's doing, because, like you say, building up the confidence of a person who is probably not maximizing, their quality, is something that I think is a good thing. You can increase your quality, and he does tell you, like, to work out. I mean, if it's not sensible, if you are a overweight guy, and you lack in the financial department as well, you probably won't have access to higher tier women. If you want access to higher tier women, you have to work on these things, which is very true. No problem with messages like that. See, it's not a problem with game or dating coaches or anything like that. It's just like, you're selling ugly bitches to men that already have access to ugly bitches that they don't have control over.
I think if you ran, I think if you ran the same fine tooth comb through everything AMS said, as logical as you are, you will find contradictions as well, or you will
True.
find things that don't quite add up. So I just feel like with these specific dating coaches that are, I guess, accessible, reachable. I mean, you just can't just easily just holler at AMS, but these ones who are more in this space, I guess, you're running a fine tooth comb to them. Like I said, with all of them, like I pointed out a potential. I don't want thunder to strike, lightning to strike, and I see ARC shadow on my wall tonight. But I pointed out at the earlier part of the show a potential contradiction or just something that's just hard to understand. Put it like that. The whole idea of not coming off as thirsty, but letting a woman know you want sex in the first 5 minutes. That's a hard one to grasp. It is. And you talked about with Locario, how he says that the game. If you got game, that woman who ain't acting right for this guy, you can get that woman to act right for you, and she'll act right for a long extended period of time, depending on how good your game is. But you can't control a woman. See, that's just running a fine tooth comb through everything he says and juxtaposing it this against that, and then you find a contradiction. I think you could do that with practically every dating coach, but it's so again, it just comes back to what's the issue with this one as opposed to AMS, or you don't got that. Well, you do got smoke for mode 1, but it's like some dating coaches you got smoke for, some you don't, and that part I'm not exactly understanding. But I'll let you speak on that one in a second. I got to get caught up on the super chats. Cool, come out in the building says Locario said he is a square yesterday, and game dudes said they are not squares. Well, you got to understand the lingo. I think pimp. If you're not a pimp or a hoe, you're a square. But I think that's the definition. So that's where the term square came from, and then it just turned into just saying if you just a regular cat, but you cooler than that other cat, then that dude's a square. That's what it turned into. But it's the pimp lingo. You can help me out, GameChanger. Is that accurate? The pimps and hoe. If you're not a pimp or a hoe, you consider the square.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yeah. So that's what he meant when he said he was a square. He wasn't just saying he's just a square in the way.
And that's what the question was presented to him too. So yeah.
Yeah, so no, there's no problem there. He said, is Locario a part of their team at all? Salute to BR. Excuse me, in GC. Who is the team? I don't know what he's talking about there. But oh yeah, hold on. Appreciate the 5 on it. Pablo Frescobar, he says the undertones of game dudes is that they are superior men and you are lame. I honestly think Pablo just cracked the code. That's what y'all really fighting against, because you could find a logical flaw in everything that everybody say, because you logically break shit down. That's why I really like listening to you. I think that's really what it is. Okay, so okay, Pablo cracked the code. That's what it is. It's that they're speaking superiority, and really all they're doing is just shooting their shot and spitting flavor in the ear of basic bitches that you already got access to, but you're not going around trying to claim superiority because you got a rotation of 5s.
Well, that's definitely a character flaw, and I did hop on the panel with that energy. Like I say, the title of the video is
you hopped on the panel, like he grabbed you by your collar and said, "Game changer, you a lame nigga, and I'm a better man than you," and then threw you. That's how you hopped on the panel with that energy. So yeah,
no, exactly, and that's because that video, like, wait a minute, I'm lame for thinking a hot woman is hot. You're lame if you think hot women are special. Like, I think hot women are special. So what the fuck? So I mean, I'm lame based on thinking hot women are hot. Yeah, of course I'm going to get pushback on that. So yeah, I start off saying that I agree with Pablo on that. And then the power dynamic. So it wasn't that like, I'm going to pick on Locario because he's part of the dark skin tribe,
No.
like or some crap like that, or because he's a particular, like, why pick on Locario and not AMS or something like that. It's like, listen, it's shit like that. Like if AMS had videos like that, and trust me, I don't really go to dating coaches, so it's not, you're right. I don't really listen to AMS like that. I don't. Some of the few videos I heard of his was good, and I was like, okay, I like the message that he's out there putting. But the few videos and titles that I seen on Locario's was this right here. So I'm like, hey, I have a concern with this. And then in the midst of that, he brought up other concerns like, oh, hold up, what the fuck,
Okay.
But I mean, once again, this wasn't about his lifestyle, his open. Of course, it got into that because it was just funny. But really, at the end of the day, it's just the whole concept of calling dudes lame for not fucking enough fat bitches. Because basically, what you're doing is you're shaming men into fucking fat bitches. So in addition to the 26 guys that you've seen, they're walking around with their chest out like they're doing something spectacular because they got their penis and trust me, fellas, you're probably not fucking a pussy. You're probably just has it between their fatty thighs and shit. Like, I don't even think you're in the vagina. How could you be?
Man, when that dude came on your panel, I already knew where it was going, but I didn't think it was going to get that bad. He said, see, y'all be talking about her size, her height, and how much she weigh, and her shape, and her titties, and how big her ass is, or how wide her hips is, but y'all never talk about the texture of feeling of that pussy and what that pussy feel like. And then you called it immediately that this dude was really just trying to say, because it went right there, because a lot of the fat women that I mess with, man, they be having the best pussy up under that gut. It's
What
like it's like, so yes, there is a concerted effort to try to say that, of the pussy is pussy. Don't worry about what the outside look like. If you're getting the pussy and the pussy feel good and the pussy is doing what you need it to do and she doing what you need to be done, then just be happy with it. Just rock with it. It is a lot of dudes who are speaking like that. They are pushing back against dudes having standards. So that does happen. I've seen it on panels. When that dude said he lift up because that same guy that said that shit I just said, that's the same guy that said he's lifted up the gut to get to the badge. I was like, oh my goodness, that's a whole nother animal. Number 16 in the building. He says very few men really like fatties. It is all they can compete for, or too lazy to get something better. They make it hard for us who like normal women.
Exactly. And that's true. That's true. I'm sick. Fellas, let me know. I mean, I'm sick of fat bitches trying to get at me. Like, and I look at them like, do I look like a nigga that fuck fat bitches? Oh, yes, I do. Because
yes, you do, because you're black.
Like me. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I can't even say that anymore because it's like, yeah, I do.
Even when you got on your sweater vest, they still think you fuck fat bitches, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
You out there in the sweater vest looking like you know how to do the Carlton, and they still think that you fuck fat bitches. No matter how much you try to clean up your image, you black, so you must fuck fat bitches. So that's pretty much where it's at, huh?
Well, I mean, so I got it later from other women, because people know that fat women are just more aggressive. And because they know that if it was a man's choice, she would not be chosen. However, when it's lady's choice, she's chosen. For example, if it's a group of women, like 5 women, and, some of them are eyeing you, the fat one will be the quickest one to approach. But they know that if you walk to the group of women and say, hey, I want to talk to you, the second one from the right is likely not going to be fat. So that's always going to be the case. What's happening now, and it's getting worse, is that I wear a sweater vest. D-Smarts, yes, I'm a nerd and I dress as such. Anyway,
I wasn't clowning him right there. I took that joke right from him. He said he called himself a sweater vest nigga, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's how I dress. Hey, maybe someday I'll be full Kevin Samuels. Who knows? But
I've rocked the sweater vest before. I ain't gonna lie. You get your nice sweater vest with a collared shirt on up under it. Yeah, it's a nice look. It's a nice look. It can work. It can work. But anyway, carry on.
But no, I mean, what was I saying? Oh, so no, they're really more aggressive because they have to be. But nevertheless, the the concept that somebody is out trying to teach guys to get the most easily accessible, like, you don't teach people how to pick low-hanging fruit. Like, you teach people how to, you know, actually get the ones on the top. Like, that's what you do.
All right, I've gotten behind on super chat. Shout out to number 16. I'm gonna go through the analytics and pull up some of these super chats. Solo Traveler ORD in the building. He says this is for Pablo's comment, and I want to hear I got 5 on it again. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Oh, we got Queen Q in the building. Says game dudes come across as annoying when they think they are being smooth. They can't get with women of quality, so they get with the women in quantity.
But that's her take on it. So she's getting it from the opposite end. Like, I mean, I don't have a problem with the concept of pickup. I don't, you know. Do I have a do I think that it's a good look for, you know, black men in general, for, you know, a bunch of black guys to go out and hit on 10 fat bitches a day? Fuck no. And because they say, you know, are you hitting on enough women a day? Like, I don't even see 10 women I'm attracted to every day. In fact, I don't even see one most days. So, which means that you have to be hitting on women you're not particularly attracted to.
Now that could be you just having a really high standard of attraction. If you're saying that you don't see, I mean, don't you live in California?
Yeah, well, I'm reasonable. I'm reasonable, but yeah, I do. But no, I don't see. Well, probably because I don't go now. Maybe if I actually went out looking for women, you know, I'm not single. But like, if I went out to like nightclubs or venues or something like that, where, you know, attractive women will congregate, then perhaps I'd have more lust. But like, do I see them at Target? No.
Okay, yeah, you know, it'd be slim pickings at Walmart. Only nice looking woman at Walmart be the cashier with the fat ass. That's about it. Every Walmart got a cashier in there that with a nice ass. But anyway,
yeah, exactly. So basically, if every black guy was doing that, then, you know, that cashier with a nice ass would be saturated and her head would be blown up. But it's like, you know, bitch, you work at Walmart. No, I'm just joking.
Ain't nothing wrong with working at.
Nah, I know.
Yeah. I like it. And nothing wrong with a broke, polite chick. If she broke and loud and obnoxious, then yeah, okay. But you could be broken, and pleasant and polite, and, you know, just not have that much money as a woman. Just be pleasant. Just be pleasant to be around. All right. Shout out to Queen Q. Thank you for the. Okay, now this was one thing that I did want to bring up, and I don't know if Bro Truth is in here. Bro Truth was pushing back against the game. He was towing the party line, so to speak. But then he turned around and said, and when I open the panel, hopefully he can come up and explain this. But I just want your thoughts on this, because you can't say what was in his head. But he was basically criticizing game, but at the same moment he was talking about, you know, he pump and dump. It's short term. He don't let no chick stay in this space like that. He's basically giving that type of Ramil type rhetoric, and nothing wrong with that, by the way. I just want to make it very clear. Got no smoke for the pump and dump. You know, I've been there, lived that life. It's just like I say, pump and dump is just casual sex. It's hookup culture, is because it's not lie to women culture. It's hookup culture. Both parties are swiping right. Both parties are agreeing to come together and hook up. It's hookup culture because both parties are complicit and agree to it.
Yeah, it's consenting adults.
Exactly. But Bro Truth was talking about it like that from that Ramil standpoint. But then he had smoke for Locario and was criticizing game, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm like, dude, if you're pumping and dumping, if you going from meeting a chick to 24 to 36 hours or less, she's potentially in your bed naked doing what you want her to do, like you got game. So that's where it's like the game criticism just got real goofy to me right there. Like, so I mean, he's not here, but just did you notice that? Did you catch that?
No. I didn't, but from what you're saying, I think that he has a problem with how it's being presented by certain people. And like I said, I don't want, like, there's pickup and then there's game, and what's happening is, because the definition of game is so fluid, people are co-opting the word and making it into something weird. So he probably don't have a problem with pump and dump in his personal life, and much like Ramil, but do we have a problem with talking to 10 fat bitches a day? And that's what game is being presented as by too many presenters. See, a lot of us, and we're called anti-game dudes and things like that. That's far from the truth. A lot of us just don't really like the presenters and what they're presenting.
Mm-hmm. Azrael the Day Walker, I think I probably could still click on that one. He says, name the dating, he said Roach, dating coach that has an attractive partner. I'm not about to do that. Yeah, I wasn't even going to say that because I didn't even want to spark no debate. Because listen, if y'all got anything negative to say about ARC's wife, you will get potentially head from the channel. I don't play that.
Don't talk about it. But in a positive way, I'm speaking on her.
Yeah, I know, but even when you say something, if we say ARC, then somebody undoubtedly going to say, she, yeah. So then I don't want to have to hide nobody from the channel. We ain't about to be disrespecting wives. But Laro in the building with a super chat. He says there are million hoes in the states that need stoves. I actually dated one. Yeah, I didn't even realize it. She had cooked for me, and I didn't realize why it took her so long to cook. She cooked everything on a little electric skillet. Her stove was broke. I didn't even know.
So she needed her stove to be repaired, and there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, especially if you're already dating her, and most of those women live in dorms, I'm sure. Like that's just how it worked. Will I sleep with an attractive co-ed? Yes, I would. She lives in a dorm and she doesn't have a stove. So
all right. Snuggle 668 in the building says, is game the first word concept all is game applied in third world countries? Does anyone know, yes or no? Because I'm confused about what is game.
It's meant to be confusing, but go for it.
Well, I was just going to ask you. I meant to look up the formal, even though I don't know if we'll find a formal definition because everybody has their own definition. But somewhere on the internet, Urban Dictionary, there's a formal definition of game. But do you have a definition of it that you would throw out there if you were to just throw it out there? And shout out to Snuggles, appreciate that. And Azrael, the Daywalker in the building, says, you live in a matriarchy when we men tell other men to deal with lower quality women or stay in your lane. Meanwhile, black women deserve happiness and shouldn't settle. Shout out to Average at best. Azrael the Daywalker came through on the $10 Nation. Got to play that for him. Daryl L the second says dropped a 5. Said facts. Pablo, excuse me. Useless familiar says game is just high heels and push-up bras for men. It makes men appear more attractive than they really are. That's an interesting concept. Number 16. All right, I think I caught all the super chats that I missed. Cool, come on.
Well, there's a new one. Let's see.
I'll try to. Oh, okay, my man. Yeah, Merciless Reese L. Thank you for that $20 super chat. Appreciate that. And for everybody that just dropped that 5 that I couldn't highlight it, shout out to all. And shout out to whoever that was that came through on the $10 Nation end of it.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
It's Merciless Reese L in the building with the $20 super chat.
I want 150,000. So we can settle out of court right now for $20.
Man, get your
Shout out to you, appreciate it. He says status may not attract a 9 or 10, but a presentable appearance with confidence is a plus. And GameChanger is right about BBWs going mode 1. I sort of experienced that. They. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't really agree with the second part. I noticed that they do it in environments where attractive women exist. you know, and by attractive, I mean not fat. You know, like they become more aggressive there. But if it's just like a gang of fat chicks, they know that you're gonna approach one of them because you are at a fat bitch party looking for fat bitches. So, you know, like women don't like making the first move, but they will if they feel they have to. And fat women feel they have to because they do, because they're fat.
Yeah, I had an experience that I don't feel like talking about it. She made an aggressive move, and I declined. But yeah, he says BBW is going mode 1. Yeah, but they mostly do it in an environment where they're the majority, unlike Miami slash Diego. All right, cool. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate it. All right. Kenny
So
Conjo. Hold on, Kenny Conjo playing with me because he know I don't got nothing set for the $7. Okay, I gotta find a $7 clip. You just put me up to
now
something.
he suggested one 777 9311. That's
Okay,
old school. That's before your day, yeah.
Yeah, 777 90. Okay. All right, yeah. Okay, Morris Day Southeast fellas. I hope you leave this up so I can catch the playback. I will. I think I'm gonna leave it up. But shout out to you, Kenny Conjo. Shout out to you. And MOT in the building says game equals bad ninja mental lobotomy equals bad beehive physical surgery. One is pretend, one is actual. You get what he talk what he's saying there. Game equals bad ninja mental lobotomy equals beehive physical surgery. One is pretend, one is actual. You want to respond to that? And shout out to
No,
MOT.
I don't really have that. I mean, MOT has a much stronger stance against the concept of game. I think that's where what MOT is more against than that. And yeah, a lot of it is very lowbrow for adult men to be doing, but I understand that we do, and you know, I don't really push back against that because people like casual sex. People like the pump and dump. Shout out to Ramil.
Right on. Shout out to MOT with the $10.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Silent with the $2 said Bernard got me too. Kind of accurate. But shout out to Silent Lamar.
Yeah, let's go, man. I got $2 for you, man. I know I'm a little short, but you know, you come.
Lamont. So we're about to open this thing up pretty soon. What was your thoughts on Tommy Sotomayor and his contribution to the stream when he hopped up there? What was your general thoughts on what he said? Black Man Travels in the building with GameChanger. You know how much money off the top of your head that is right there that he just
No,
dropped?
I don't. I've never been to. I think that's Colombia. I've never been to Colombia.
So I don't even.
Wait. If they're using pesos and it's the same, that hold on. I have to check. I'll check.
Right, well, yeah. Check on that for me while I read it. He said, "I would love to come on and represent for the Passport Bros. Passport equals submissive dimes. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. And I was hoping GameChanger.
So that's a good. I got 5 on it.
That's $5. Appreciate you. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna open it up, but go ahead and drop your Pablo confirmed. Obsidian confirmed. Okay, so go ahead and drop your views. Oh, and by the way, moderators, I hope I haven't been paying attention. I hope you have been dropping GameChanger's link in the chat. Come on, y'all slipping on your pimping. GameChanger spam through this chat. Spam him out. Put it all through there. Link. Don't you still got 2 channels, right?
Yeah, the other one is down because it got flagged, but you know, that's my backup anyway. But yeah, I still got my main channel up.
Okay. What exactly got it flagged?
Copyright thing about fat chick I was making fun of. So there was this fat chick who had her ass in the front, and there was a meme going out about it. So I was roasting her on my second channel, and yeah, she flagged me for copyright things. So basically, her shape was to where when she stood up straight, her fat came out, and it was in the shape of an ass. And it's like, is she coming or going? And
But hold on, I'm confused. Like, was it that you said horrible things about her? I mean, we share
no,
videos.
she's a YouTube, she's a content creator, and I reviewed one of her videos, and she was,
But what I'm saying is we do that all the time here. So why
yeah.
would you get blocked and not everybody else when everybody else does it? Is it at the discretion of the person whose video you're using?
Yeah, in order for a strike like that, yeah, it would have to come from the original source, like the content creator. So she flagged me, and it's a 30-day strike.
Because I've gotten like booted off the air because I was using somebody's stuff.
Yeah.
But never got the channel never got flagged down where I couldn't live stream or post nothing for 30 days. That's never happened. So I get confused. Yeah. That's kind of scary because it sounds like you got hit for something that we all do damn near every day or every other day.
So well, I had that backup channel so I can do stuff like that more often. Like that channel is really meant to be flagged. So, perhaps it's just like that it happened too many times because, I was constantly getting booted off and stuff like that. So, that was my more, mode 1 hardcore channel.
All right. Code still in the building. All right, appreciate you. He says there are traits that women find attractive, such as being a natural leader and popularity. This is what men who have game are able to demonstrate. Not necessarily. You don't have to be a natural leader to demonstrate game. I mean, if you just walk up to a woman and you just know how to just say some shit that just get her going or build attraction or possibly just no. I mean, being a natural leader does attract women, and being popular does attract women, but those are not necessary factors of having game. You could be a non-natural leader living in your mama basement, but if you just got the gift of gab and know how to talk a woman panties off, you can get access to women. So I think so. No. I reject the premise of what you're saying there.
And that's why I because there was, I forget whose show it was, but Steve the Dean was on it and he hit on Jessica, and there was another English woman there named Kat, and I hit on her because he was pushing this narrative like these non-game guys are afraid to approach women or talk to women. I'm like, I'll do it, like just to prove a point, and it turned out that she was interested. So like it's not magic. Like talking to women is not magic. I do realize that that they do exist people with social anxiety disorders, and they may need professional help with that, and if they're that type of professional, then that's fine. However, telling guys who have no problems really talking to women to just talk to more fat bitches and you'll get more fat bitches, what the fuck is that? Like, what is that?
Shout out to Soul Provider. He says Avatar dates in season 5. Oh man, that's some funny stuff. Shout out to Soul Provider. All right, real quick before we open it up, give your take on Tommy Sotomayor's contribution to the conversation. What you thought about his perspective, and shout out to him, by the way, because I was a little upset when he was making it seem like the manosphere is against him and want to bring him down. Like everybody in the manosphere rock with Tommy, and those like come on. But anyway, he get the red carpet rolled out wherever he go around here. But anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, I didn't get why he was saying y'all want to see me fail. Like, huh? Like, dude, like, but anyway, go ahead. What's your thoughts on his contribution to the conversation? I'm glad he's coming through and hopping on panels and stuff around here. That's good stuff.
Thanks to GameChanger. Thanks to GameChanger hopping on his. Shout out to me.
Yeah. You did that. I didn't make the connection, but yeah, good stuff. But all right, go ahead. You got it.
But no, I mean, so Tommy came on to defend Dark Skin Nation. The first thing I was saying, like, dang, fantastic dark skin. MOT's dark skin was the deal. But he came on to defend Locario, and I get it. It was like 5-on-1. So salute to him for that. But he came on as if he didn't know Locario and that we were being unfair to him. I'm like, wait a minute, we're attacking his talking points on a legitimate basis. And I wanted to point that out to him, just like to everybody else, that this is not about him in game. This is more. This is not about Locario in game. This is more about like his lifestyle isn't one that many people want. He's selling people on their own desires, but he's selling his. And I'm not talking about the swinging lifestyle, even though that's part of it, or the open relationship lifestyle, even though that's part of it. What he's selling is any type of relationship you want, getting the relationship you want from a woman. But he's giving women the relationships that they want. And that's a completely different thing, because, when the concept of men getting the relationship that they want, one in which a woman not legally is owned by the man, but, she surrendered her liberties to that man. He says, oh, no, that's ridiculous. Well, that's the relationship that I want. And if I was to, pay a dating coach for such a relationship, I would, if I was to pay a relationship coach for anything, it'd be like how to get rid of my girl's fucking accent. I hate that shit. It's not one of those sexy ones.
Really? I've never heard an accent I didn't like.
Huh?
I never heard an accent I didn't like. What is her? Where's she from?
She's from Cameroon.
Could you do an impression of her accent?
It's just deep. It's deep. It's loud, and it's fast. So it's cute to begin with, but
it's
after
like,
a while,
so is her voice, like you're saying her voice is kind of deep?
Deeper than I like for a woman's voice to be, yeah. But I mean, like women who talk like that just talk like that. Yeah. It's a small thing, but it's a small pet peeve. I'm just saying stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I had to hear it. I never heard an accent I didn't like, but but all right.
Czechoslovakia is the worst in the world.
All right, I take your word. All right. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat for anybody who wants to come up. We gonna keep it. Look, listen. This is not a talk shit about Locario while he ain't here session. Oh shit! As soon as the first, let's see this thing. Oh shit! All right, I say. As soon as I drop the link and say, okay, this ain't, we gonna keep it decent. Ain't gonna be talking shit about Locario too hard while he ain't here. That ain't right. The first two people that pop up, dun dun dun.
So the answer, right quick, the answer, Kaya, no, she speaks English. So Cameroon is divided between, and I learned this from her, is divided between English speaking and French speaking. French being the majority, but no, she's English speaking.
All right. We are going to Man of Tomorrow, the fourth most leading game critic. I think I can't prove it, but I think you ultimately created the market. I never heard nobody really truly criticizing game until I heard you criticizing it. At least not the way that you do. You're the founding father of the anti-gamosphere, and so MOT, you got the floor, you got the mic. Go ahead, fire away.
Now I'm not anti-game. I am pro men getting the best out of the marketplace that they're going to engage in. So game is to be used on women who get the most out of men. So when I say that they're feeding themselves into a bad marketplace, that is exactly what is happening here. I mean, if you look at it from a power perspective, there isn't a marketplace where men set up other men to go into bad markets to get. Oh man, you got some background.
Well, you said Obsidian. I'm gonna mute you up for a second. I'm gonna mute you up until we pass it to you. I think that was Obsidian with background noise. I'm not 100%.
Yeah,
sure.
it was.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is I'm not against game. I'm against the practicality of it. The practicality of any type of discipline that you actually learn is to actually gain an upper hand within the environment. And I'm talking about an overall upper hand, not a temporary upper hand, an overall upper hand. He's still. You still got the background.
Yeah. Okay. He just muted up himself. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So it's like this. There's a structural breakdown. There's culture. There's women that have been prepared for men inside the culture. And then he's doing that shit on purpose, man.
Obsidian, why do you keep unmuting? Let me make sure that this is Obsidian.
Yeah.
Okay, that is. Okay, yeah. There's when. Yeah, when.
And I'm trying to find out what's going wrong. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead, MOT. While he try to, if he.
So this isn't disrespect to Locario. It's just that he expects a level of respect that is not due to the product that he's actually selling. Like, I made the point last night. If I was a banker, and my job is to get the maximum amount of profit for every loan that I actually produce, I need to find good candidates. So that way I'm making proper loans to people who's going to pay them back, not improper loans to people who cannot pay them back. So let's say you had a person who come in with a 350 credit score. 350 credit score, bad track record, bad history, multiple repossessions on their actual account, default student loans, and the like. I would be a damn fool to give this person a credit card, an actual line of credit for $300,000, even though those people don't have a track record. So what I'm talking about game is to be used on non-feminine women, non-cooperative women, because you have to game your way into that. And if the person who is selling the product is still within the same marketplace to which he's selling the product in, and he's not off the marketplace either, there's no end point to game. The end point of game is to get you introduced into a product to which you will never retire from. Because there's no retirement model here. Because at the game of Tetris, you stack the blocks to the top, they fall too fast, the game's over. Super Mario, you talk from big large Mario to little Mario, and once you hit that damn duck or the Koopa Troopa, your ass is out of there. In this type of game, you have to keep continuing to play for the actual women to actually keep choosing you. So you're never going to be able to actually win this particular conversation.
Well,
from their specific thing. You
MOT in the game of game, there's a lot of small victories. There's not one big overall victory. It's a lot of small victories. Like every time you have sex, every time you get some new pussy, that's a victory. Then you get some more new pussy the next week. That's a victory. So that's how you win the game of game. Getting more new pussy.
We had the Battle of the Bulge, World War II. We had several different battles, but there's no end battle to where this stuff is actually over. You're actually going to be on the marketplace forever.
The game is never over.
That's MOT a question because I've been listening for a long time to his content. I just want to make sure I understand him.
Yes.
It sounds like MOT that you're saying, and GameChanger, from what I heard this morning of his presentation, you both seem to be in some, maybe not exactly in agreement, but in similar simpatico. That's this. The major problem with game pickup dating coaches in contemporary Black America is that there aren't enough quality Black women with which to run game on.
Thank you.
Is that right?
Thank you.
Okay. I just want to make sure I understand the argument.
That is exactly the argument. Like, okay, if we're actually trying to run this particular system in a marketplace that actually works to where you can get off the marketplace itself at some specific time, I would agree with you. But at the end of the day, we keep having to run the same play into our 50s and 60s because there's something wrong with the market. And the only way you can fix the market is to, one, you have to fix yourself. So that way you qualify for better things, and you have to have the interaction of other marketplaces so that way you can get better things.
All right. So let me ask a follow-up question.
Yeah.
I understand your position. I don't know if this is Game Changers, but I understand your position. Your position is in that there are not enough quality black women, or as I've called it, a beauty deficit, and so forth. Then the prudent thing to do for the individual black man is to leave the current space, go somewhere else. Got that. But with that being said, would you agree, and maybe Game Changer, because he is the guest here, would you agree with me if we accept MOT's premise and there is a lots of anecdotal and even empirical evidence to support his argument, then would you agree with me that the solution, to the extent there is one, cannot be sought by any game, pickup, relationship, dating coach for black men in contemporary black America, because they're not in a position to fix black women?
Correct.
I actually disagree. I think that one of the reasons why the market is bad is because we don't demand a quality product. So I mean, we're not forcing it to improve by championing bad quality stuff. I mean, that's like somebody, bragging on spam, and then, society's going to continue to serve you spam. However, if you, say, listen, I don't have to put up with this, I got a big dick and I don't have to put up with this shit. Like, once you say that and, really take it elsewhere, stove or otherwise, then yeah.
Let me ask you
real quick. Shout out to Silent Lamont in the building. Says, "Come on, Silent Locario, ain't nobody gonna jump you." Yeah, cut it out. But shout out to Silent Lamont coming through with the $1, $2, $3.
Yeah, go, man. I got $2 for you, man. I know I'm a little short, but you come.
Shout out to Silent Lamont on that. Also, shout out to Leo Anthony in the building with the $5. Shout out to Leo Anthony. He says, if it's possible, you can use game to get the women you want and the situation you want with said women. How is it feeding into a bad dating market? Game Changer, you want to take that one? I don't know if that was directed.
Oh, my bad.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. If it is possible, you can use game to get what you want.
I mean, that's rationalizing. That's rationalizing making bad decisions and choices within an environment. Like, this is why I suggest people take trips to overseas and other places. There's no such thing as game or dating coaches, because the men have set the environment, the previous generation, to how the women are going to act. Like, we're doing a post hoc rationalization thing. That's what game is, a post hoc rationalization of how the current marketplace currently is. So this is how you got to act.
So I want to respond to Leo though. If it is game as is presented by Locario in this particular situation isn't about getting the women that you want. It's about getting fat ass ugly bitches. It's about giving the women what they want.
Yeah. I want that.
Okay, hold on. Before we go there, so MOT said something. He talked about when men run a society, or so to speak. I mean, yes, we live in the West, and in the West, women are free to do what they want, when they want, how they want to do it. And even if they fail doing whatever they want to do, there's social safety nets to make sure that they don't hit the ground too hard. That's the world we live in, and most men are not going to have a global dating pool. So you do agree that there has to be some type of method for men to date in this current environment.
Correct.
Well, Obsidian, I agree, but you should still maintain standards. Obsidian, I talked about this, and he brought up the Japanese, and I say that they come from a samurai culture, and which I can't pronounce the seppuku.
Yes, right.
Seppuku. Yeah. Thank you. But basically what they believe in, samurai kamikaze, even though not all Japanese are warriors, that is a part of their culture. And they say death before dishonor, meaning that I would sooner die before fucking a fat ass ugly bitch. That's belligerent. So, and that is why, you know, and that's what has sustained the society. Their standards like keeps the women in line, even though even now, you know, women are trying to move to the feminism thing. It was like, listen, you know, I don't care if I die alone right next to my grandfather's samurai sword. I'm not fucking you if you fat, you know, and I'm not fucking you if you over 27. We need to maintain, you know, Japanese discipline, but you know, I guess our dicks are too big, you know, to do that. So I don't know why, but
All right.
Yeah.
Shaka Nulu, hold on. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you get to your line of questioning, Obsidian. But hold on. Shaka Nulu says something interesting here. He says, has anyone seen a true patriarchy? And I'm gonna add to that. I'm talking about in modern times, in a true patriarchy in modern times where women actually have freedom. Because I don't want to live in a country where everybody isn't free. So how does that look? The women are free to, if there's freedom, the patriarchy is by freedom of association. A woman cannot live in a patriarchal way. It's her choice.
So, I'm gonna answer your question, Lou. The answer is yes, I did. I seen it for a very long period during my adolescence. See, my grandfather, you know, may he rest in peace, he was a true patriarch of the family. Even though he lived in the city.
I don't think he's talking about an individual situation. Like I can beat my chest and say my home is a patriarchy. I think he's talking about a society.
Oh no, just when I go to other countries.
Yeah, and
do the women have full freedom and liberties to do what they want to do in those?
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Well,
explain, fantastic. Explain.
We have.
Hold on, wait. I need some fantastic to explain that. Explain what you mean. No, they don't. Go.
Again, man, when you're talking true patriarchy, you're talking mostly Middle Eastern countries and some African cultures or whatnot, what have you. Women don't have rights there. And again, to the point of even where they've started developing rights for places like I think it's Iran and Saudi Arabia, stuff like this, you have groups of men that will actively hunt out and seek out women that are exercising the rights that have been rewarded to them. You guys remember within the last, I want to say 3 to 5 years, there was they started granting driver's licenses to women, but you also had a group of men that were going out throwing battery acid in the faces of the women that dared exercise their rights. So no, in a true patriarchy, women don't have rights. Women are property to men, and they literally have to get permission from men and be accompanied by men to do any and everything.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in on that point. Okay. So in the Islamic world, there are about 30 countries, and the largest percentage of Muslims worldwide aren't in the Middle East. It's in South Asia. So we're looking at a very, the Islamic world is very complex because you have a lot of, cultures, different cultures. So, is Turkey as patriarchal as Iran? Is Indonesia as, patriarchal as Malaysia? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that there's variations and gradations of it. I don't think it's a one size fit all type of proposition.
Mm-hmm. Fatal Dose to Sage in the building with the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. He says the broke ninjas don't want to hear about the high value men, and the ninjas without mouthpiece hate game. Makes perfect sense. Interesting. I guess I'll go to GameChanger on that one. Well, Fantastic, you didn't get to form. Well, I'm gonna go to GameChanger on this one. I'm gonna go to Fantastic. You didn't formally get to say whatever it is that you came up to say. You kind of jumped in on something else, so I will let you go ahead and make your opening statements. But GameChanger, you want to respond to what Fatal Dose is saying right here?
Yes, I do. So, I mean, it disturbs me that you say that, Fatal Dose, because it means that you haven't really been like listening to what I was saying. Once again, no problems with the concept of game or speaking to a woman. I started off saying that, it's the presentation. It's teaching men to lower their standards, give the women everything they want for the sake of, a slit that's behind a bunch of fat is what I have something against. Sacrificing power and standards in a relationship in exchange for sex is something I have something against, not the process of speaking with women.
Mr. Fantastic wanted to say something, right?
Yeah,
go ahead, Fantastic.
Okay, well, yeah. Furthermore, to the point too, even in non Middle Eastern countries, places like Kazakhstan and stuff like that, it's set up pretty much the same way. And I heard this from a woman from Kazakhstan explain it to me. Like, no, like they have to still get down or lay down as far as what the men allow them to do. But anyway, to my original point, listen, man. Again, I know you guys are gonna be like, oh, you niggas, just look, bro. No one hates game, and I hate when y'all say this because it's a deflection. I hate poor arguments, and I hate hypocritical
Thank
ass.
you. Your
I hate
background.
that. That's
I mean,
GC of City.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on. All right, so I hate poor arguments, and I hate hypocrisy, bro. Again, for all you niggas that flipped and jumped ship because Tommy Sotomayor showed up. Again, I cannot wait to run into your wife or your old lady and have my turn because clearly I said it and I made this clear. I'm against cucking. I am a former married man. Okay, there's no way, shape, form, or fashion. Not even talking from a marriage standpoint. Okay, if I have a woman or a girlfriend, when I'm claiming her, she belongs to me and my dick only. If you cool with sharing the bitch that you claiming, not a bitch you fucking, not a bitch you pumping and dumping, a woman that you're providing and protecting. If you cool with her out here hopping on his many dicks, brother, hey, more power to you. But at the same time, would you come to me and pay me for information about dealing with women? I mean, if you would, I mean, I guess I'd appreciate it. But I promise you this: you're the trick because you're paying me for your dick to get access to pussy. So you're already a trick because without me, you can't get no pussy, and then you have to pay for the pussy again. Okay. Furthermore, poor arguments. Shout out to Locario. I don't have a personal issue with beef with the brother, but again, this is my issue. And for the lame ass game niggas, all you lame ass game niggas is chirping in the chat. How about you hit the link? But you won't because you guys can't explain anything. And this is why you always deflect and say we hate game or whatever. Bro, no. Every black dude understands it and knows what the fuck, quote unquote game is. It's everything, nothing, and anything as soon as a nigga's pressure into answering a question. All it is something that's already been pre-existed. Shout out to fucking Zero. And again, all you square ass niggas is trying to use lingo and contort shit that you don't have or know nothing about. You got niggas in here to over here, man. I had a couple holes. I was back in the stop, bro. Stop. You're not even of the age to be of the fucking pimping life. But anyway, like I said, anytime niggas are pressed and forced to ask questions or make the shit make sense, they can't do it. Locario was up there giving horrible fucking analogies yesterday. After he agreed to an analogy I used, talking about a mechanic, then he wants to go talk about eggs and whatever, and he wants to. And again, man, if you guys, if that's your guy, that's your guy, okay. But that's why I tell y'all, bro, don't follow me off the strength of following me. Follow my argument in the strength of my fucking argument. If I make a fucking poor argument, like fantastic, you dumb as fuck. This shit don't make no sense, bro. I can't ride with you. But y'all niggas just want to go for the sake of the biggest name or whoever's in the room in the place or to your guy. And that lets me know y'all some weak ass whole ass niggas. I mean, it just is what it is. That's why most of y'all stay in the chat. But furthermore, man, I'm against poor arguments and hypocrisy. I need all of you Locario supporters to hit me up with pictures and information for your old lady, your wife, so I can have my turn. That's the only thing I'm against. Okay, I don't understand.
All right.
And I'm almost done, but no, I'm just saying. That's what I'm against. I'm against in a red pill, alpha, all this motherfucking black male empowerment space being like cucking being the new thing that we're accepting. I mean, if that's cool, and I know everybody has their own individual thing, but in my situation, you're compromised as a man because, like GameChanger has said, MOT has said, that man is not in control of the. And I'm not talking about him in particular, but any man in that situation is not in control, bro. As much as y'all tout and talk about Muslim this and Japanese that and whatnot, what have you, where these dudes have a patriarchal situation where they're in control over their women, I promise you, this is not happening. As where their women have carte blanche to random dicks at their will when they get ready. Not even on some shit. Well, hey, I'm gonna pick the dude out and I want to watch you do this. No, his wife is what you call a rogue bitch. She's a rogue hoe. She does what she wants to do.
All right. I got to Sandman you off stage, man. You said it. You said it, man. You said it all. You got it out. But I got I gotta say, man, you go ahead, Obsidian.
No, I would just, I didn't hear what happened with Locario and Ramil. I didn't hear that, so I can't speak directly to it. But just to give a definition of game, it's very simple.
Thank you. Yes.
It's very simple. It's strategies of human mating for men. That's it. It's human mating strategies for men. Women have their own form of game. It just hasn't had the same type of cachet, in part because it's been so ubiquitous. It's been with us forever. I mean, it's like the water we breathe. You know, Cosmo is game for women, for example. Essence would be game for black women, for example. And so anything that has beauty tips and how to get the guy to say yes, and that's game for women. But game for men, and both are mating strategies. Both male and female have mating strategies. So game, pickup, all it is just mating strategies for men, which do encompass short-term casual sex and long-term partner, long-term mating and partnership. Both, because MOT made a really good point about the seeming lopsidedness of the way game has been presented with regard to black men, that it seems lopsided in the area of short-term casual sex, short-term mating. He's right about that. I'll say this again. Studies have shown that men in general, black men in particular, want long-term relationships. That's the result of empirical studies. When we read Neil Stiles Strauss's memoir, The Game, Penetrating the Secret Society of Pickup Artists, throughout the book, Neil recounts how guys turn to game to get a girlfriend. That I like the way you put it, Bernard, getting little victories along the way. Those little, what they call in the pickup world, your lay count or your notch count. Getting those little notches on the bedpost, they're all leading up to you getting a girlfriend. So there is a real question here that MOT brings to the forefront. There is a real question as to whether or not the burgeoning market of black male dating coaches and we talked about this the other day with regard to Fresh and Fit. Is there a real market, or no, let me put it this way: can they being dating coaches, game pickup artists, are they able to market services geared to black men who want a serious girlfriend or wife? That's a real question, because the data says that's what black men want.
Yeah, I got a pre-recorded video coming up where I was reviewing the conversation that Alpha Male Strategies had, where he actually said 85% of his I don't know if 85% of his paying customers, or he feel like 85% of his audience or paying customers, I don't know which one, but he said 85% do actually want a relationship. He said that. So that speaks to what I always said about how the male dating coach for men, he's trying to sell like a Mac and player lifestyle, but I do believe behind the scenes that they're actually coaching guys who will just be happy to just get one girl, and they just get that one girl, they'll be happy with that one girl, that they can be in a relationship with. So it is an interesting dynamic versus the player lifestyle that's being sold to every it's an interesting dynamic. It's an interesting dynamic. Yeah. And real quick, shout out to MOT. I appreciate you becoming a Patreon, man. I got your name scrolling down there in lights. Appreciate you. What'd you say?
That's my real name, by the way. But I'm just saying, let me be able to describe what we're talking about here. Like, people listen to these live streams under monikers, but once they come to these people for real actual help behind the scenes, that's when it becomes very personal with the actual person, that they're actually looking for something that's not in the actual live stream that is actually going on. They're looking for, like every man is looking for conclusiveness in an actual society and environment by itself. But what these people don't understand is that entertainment value in the forefront is not going to be able to provide you a conclusive value behind the scenes. I've listened to calls from all these guys. Doesn't matter who they are, game guys. I had clinical psychology listen to it. I had law enforcement listen to it. I had the medical professional listen to it. And they all say the same thing. They're selling a fake product that does not exist. So you have to understand that these people don't want to be on the marketplace until they get 50 and 60 years old. They're trying to get in and get out. If you go to other cultures, they're not trying to be on the marketplace till they're in the 30s, 40s, and 50s trying to practice the same type of information. And this is why me and Obsidian need to do a live stream together so that way we can hammer out what our issues are in a non-confrontational environment about what our issues actually are with what the dating environment actually is. So that way we can be on the same page about what I'm trying to do and what he's trying to do. Because I think my shit aligns more with him than everybody else. And they don't understand why I still support Obsidian. But this is why I need to bring him on so that way we can have this conversation about what's actually going on. Because I care about long-term outcomes. Because, see, everybody care about the input of getting you into the marketplace, but don't nobody care about the outcome of the things that actually happen, which is the kids that suffer from all this kind of stuff. So you have to understand that when the link is dropped in my actual live stream, none of these guys in the actual chat actually shows up to the conversation because I want to have a conversation to completion. I want better outcomes for men and women, but you need to have men be productive first. You can't starve men out sexually and think that that's going to work out for a better outcome for you later on after a man become productive and all of a sudden he's just going to choose you because he's been starved out in the previous portions of his life when he was unappreciated. We already have 50 years of data that says that doesn't work.
Yeah.
We already have that. So what I'm saying is that I have an actual endpoint to the game, their words, that I'm in. The actual endpoint of my game is for men to get actual better outcomes by having less interactions into a toxic marketplace.
Did I
well, real quick, oh man, shout out to the people supporting the stream. I appreciate everybody. Our Starworth in the building. Y'all make sure y'all get the likes. I haven't even been checking on the likes, but make sure y'all get the likes up. Our Starworth in the building. He says, not true. I was in East Africa back in December. Those women are free to do whatever they want, like in America. When
men come through and say that there's no hope worldwide, that you can't go to other industries or actual things worldwide outside of this environment, they're pushing the propaganda of telling you to settle for lesser things here locally so that way you never find out. But if you don't go other places yourself and find the answers yourself, this is the type of information that's going to keep you here locally dealing with the same thing because they're trying to socialize into the simple fact that you're not going to move on to better things. They already have given up hope because here's the thing, and here's the correlation to it. The guys who claim that they got the most game are suffering the most consequences from the same women in the environment that they claim that they run. I'm going to say it again. The guys who claim that they got the most game are suffering the most consequences in the environment that they claim that they run. This is why you got child support dudes in this space saying that they don't like tricking. But dude, you are paying for sex that you had 5 to 15 years ago, trying to tell guys that they can't have a simple weekend excursion that you didn't have. This is what I'm simply saying. It's that men need to be able to operate in a better framework so that way we have less strikes on the actual swinging field and better outcomes. Because once you start to factor in outcomes, the time wasted in a bad environment is not going to be able to comport with actual people who are off the marketplace.
Yeah.
All right. Neo Marcellus in the building. He says, game from his streets origins implies one's capacity to garner cooperation, which pivots around how efficiently one has been laced up. Okay. Thank you very much.
I think that's a big problem too.
Well, I want to just speak on that definition, for example. I mean, garner cooperation, that goes into the power dynamic that I was talking to Locario about yesterday.
Yep. I knew you
So,
was going there.
Yeah.
Going there with that one. Shout out to knowledgeable King Judah. Shout out to you. He says, we as brothers need to be more disciplined, have standards, say no to abroad, give them the opposite of what they want, attention, starve them out. Thank you very much for the super chat.
But that's just it.
I agree, and that's impossible to do. Please, Obsidian.
Yeah,
that's impossible to do in an environment where men are shaming other men, for their sex lives.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing or something similar. We know that most black men today aren't married. The largest cohort of confirmed bachelors are black men. So clearly, the long term, that's the ultimate in long term mating is marriage. So obviously that's off the table. So clearly this has to be about short term mating when he talks about attention, because it can't be about long term mating because most black men don't get married.
Well, I want to respond to that right quick, Obsidian, and I definitely agree with you. Believe it or not, the short-term mating is being pushed by the women, not the men. Or it's being pushed primarily by women. And what a lot of brothers must understand is that short-term pump and dump, et cetera, it benefits the ugly bitch. It benefits the ugly bitch because they know that in a fair or in a long-term mating market, then the nines will get with nines, the eights will get with eights, and be taken off the market immediately. The sevens will get with sevens. However, when guys are looking for rotation, there's only so many. Even if you are that super jawline nigga with the six pack and the gift and the golden throat, even if you are that dude, eventually you're going to run out of nines and you're going to go to eights, you're going to go to sevens, and there's the fours just waiting for their turn. But if these guys would have married the first nine that they fucked, then they never would get a turn. So it really benefits the ugly bitch, which is why they promote it. They just wait for a dude's cycle.
I can back up your argument, not necessarily empirically. Everybody knows I attended that big Derek Jackson event, and I can tell people, but that what GameChanger is saying has a more than a ring of truth to it. Number one, the idea that these women are interested in mom and apple pie. Not true. I saw this 2 years ago. We all know what happened since then. And it's interesting. Kevin Samuels talked about this last night. Black women haven't canceled Derek Jackson. And I'm telling you, we all seen his mistresses. We all seen his wife. I'm telling you, there was 1,000 black women in attendance when I went to that event. They were not Candace de Maneros. They were more like the one chick that he was messing around with, the Butterface, and the one that we haven't seen at all that's rumored to be a BBW. That's who I saw at that event in abundance. So GameChanger makes a point. If you're a woman that if we agree that your looks is a big part of your currency on the mating market, if we agree with that, then yeah, you could make a case that you could hold out for the type of mating opportunity that you want. You could parlay that into a long-term relationship or a marriage. But if you're a woman that has less currency on the mating market, it's going to be very hard for you to leverage that into a long-term mating, but you can do it short-term mating. There's scientific literature on this, sexy sons theory and so forth. GameChanger's on to something with that.
All right. I gotta get what Kuda. I gotta see what Kuda got to say on this. But I got a lot of super chats to catch up on. Number 16 dropped a bunch of eggs right there. I have no idea what's going on with. I don't know how it started, but everybody talking about eggs in the chat. I have no idea how that started. But shout out,
and the chat just ran with it.
Yeah, it's growing like a meme out there. But shout out to number 16. Shout out to Marty W. He said, Mr. Locario, open marriage is a feminist wet dream. He is lying because his wife sets the terms for the relationship. You don't know that he's lying, but okay. But no, I do think that's a feminist wet dream. I do agree with you on that part right there. But shout out to you. Appreciate the super chat. Also, oh shit, I hope I didn't lose it. No, come on. I know Melody sent a $25 super chat that I can't even put in lights. Melody, I'm sorry. Melody done spent so much money over here. Drop your link, Melody. I don't think I ever let you drop your link in here. Drop your link. I'm sorry. I can't even highlight your super chat, but appreciate you. Jessica X in the building with the super chat. She says, just here to hear the song. LOL. I got 5 on it. Right on, right on.
So Melody just said like the stream. She got the heart in front and the heart in back.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. I just can't highlight it because it's up at the all the way up at the top, but I can click on it. But yeah, definitely like the stream, people, like the stream. And Melody, you can drop you the link to your channel. You can drop the link to the channel. I think you're the first woman I ever let drop her link in here, by the way. So shout out to you. You earned it. You earned it. Shout out to Stream Team Memes who be clowning over there. I don't even know what to make of that damn channel, but I gave him a rent. He be editing people horribly. Yeah, so shout out to Stream Team Memes. Appreciate the super chat. I'm trying to be cool with him so he don't clown me again. That's all that is. I'm just trying not to get another video made about me. So shout out to Stream Team. Shout out to Useless Familiar in the $10 Nation. Where we at?
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
All right, he says, game is playing football on a field full of landmines. Coach is telling how to avoid the landmines, but no one questions why we are playing on a football field full of landmines. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. That's a good one. I like that. We about to go to Cuda real soon, but everybody keep supporting, man. Appreciate all the love. Michael Merriweather in the building. He says GC told Locario he wanted to smash April Mac. Hella funny. Yeah, GC be clowning.
Wait, who's April Mac?
No, I think April Mac is his girlfriend, not his wife. April Mac, I believe, is his girlfriend of 2 years.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I think you mentioned. You mentioned smashing his wife or something like that. But
yeah, I was joking. Perhaps I took it too far, but yeah, that was
a little bit. Took it a little, just a little too far. And last but not least, on the super chat, make a song for this amount. No, I will make a $4 win. I gotta find a $7 win. And for Melody, I do gotta find a $25 win because I didn't even think about that. So I gotta find a $25 reference in a movie. And so I will do that. But I don't got a $4 win. You're gonna get the $5. Or let alone, you know what? I'm gonna find a very obscure reference, like $8.13 and see if people start super chatting $8.13 and see if that can happen. But all right, without further ado, we gotta go to Cuda. Mel, I apologize, I'm skipping you, but Cuda is
that's all right.
Yeah, Cuda represents the other side here, so I do want to give some preference. So go ahead, Cuda. You got the floor, you got the mic.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Man, nigga, you know your mic sound good. Cut it out.
Nah, man, I'm on my phone, man.
All right, go ahead.
My question is, are black men the prize? If so, why endorse tricking?
Yes, I'll answer that, sir. Black men are the prize, and if you're going to be interacting with women, I want you to get actual play on a one-to-one basis. And since you are a bitch ass nigga, you actually want to tame men into actually doing everything that a woman wants. So I want men to actually interact with actual women on a lesser basis. So the actual point of tricking, sir, is to bring the actual power of pussy down to zero. You are a bitch ass nigga.
Okay, so pay.
Come on, MOT.
I am not done with my actual statement, sir.
I hit a
nerve. Hold back on the bitch ass nigga.
Okay.
Hold back on the bitch ass nigga. All right.
I got you.
Okay. So I'll do that.
Pay them.
All right.
Okay. See, DJ Cuda is not for men. He's for women. This is why he's against men getting the actual access to women in the quickest way possible. He wants you to take the longest form and route possible by feeding yourself actually into women. So when you don't have actual accomplishments in life as an actual man, the only thing you can actually go towards is the power of women to actually validate your actual manhood. That's
okay.
the thing.
All right, pay them.
Question.
Pay them.
I have a question right quick, please. If I may. If
y'all
men
haven't
are
answered my question, y'all.
Well, MOT just did.
Just answer the question.
Yeah,
MOT answered it. Hold on, wait. Hold on. MOT answered it. It's fair for to let Kuda respond to what MOT said and then go to Game Changer.
He need to be able to say that he heard the answer to the question because he got these bouquet of mics to where he can actually talk and actually listen. So did you hear the answer to the question?
Mics aren't for listening, and all right, pay them. Just
okay. No. Did you hear the answer? Because that's what you're gonna answer to today. You're gonna answer to that shit today.
Pay him.
Did you hear the answer? Did you hear the answer? It's a yes or no.
Pay him.
Did you hear the answer? Did you hear this is why you invite these clown niggas up here, man. Come up here, they be on this child shit, and these motherfuckers don't even answer the question. So Bernard Riley, could you ask your guest? Did you hear the answer to my question? Can you do that?
All right. Did you hear?
My answer is pay him. Just pay him.
Okay. I'll acknowledge this. MOT did make a good point that if, let's just say, prostitution is legal, it does bring the power of pussy down to zero because a man. I mean, I can't. You're basically saying
DJ Kuda has no power in an environment where men get their actual needs satisfied. DJ Kuda is here because he's a feminist cuck. So
you're basically saying, okay, let me. If a man can go and get his sexual needs satisfied like that, a woman, in terms of a relationship, has no power over a man whatsoever.
Power at all. This is why the game dudes and DJ Kuda is here. So that way they can actually game you into actually going into and actually playing the women's game for power. DJ Kuda is here with a microphone that he bought, a bouquet of them, but he can't answer simple questions. He never answers questions in chats. He never does anything. He jumps on panels.
I'm empowering women, but you're directly putting. I'm empowering. Hold on, get this. I'm empowering women. I'm a feminist. I'm a feminist and I'm empowering women, but you're directly taking your money and putting it in the hands of women.
That's right. I want dudes to pay on a one-to-one basis. If you pay with attention, I want you to get laid. And if you cannot get laid in an environment where you will show attention, then you should not be dealing with that environment. This is why I say go to better environments. Otherwise, you're going to listen to DJ Kuda. Otherwise, you're going to listen to DJ Kuda. I'm going to have you out here wasting time.
He said, "I'll have you out here wasting time." These dudes never talk about asking women if they're affiliated with law enforcement. These dudes are scared of
what the fuck does that have to do with what the fuck I just said?
These dudes endorse. These dudes endorse.
This is a straw man. Like
these dudes endorse sex tourism.
What is this nigga talking about?
Okay.
What is this nigga talking about?
All right. Okay.
There's nothing to do with my fucking question.
All right. Okay. Game changer. Yeah, you was trying to get in there and say something. Shout out to you, RX-O. Appreciate you. No, I said I'm leaving it up. I think this is a suggestion for a $25 super chat. 25 lighters on my dresser. I don't know what that is. I'll figure it out.
Oh, I got 25 lighters on my dresser. Yes, sir. I'm gonna get. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'll look that one up. I'll definitely.
I heard that song.
It didn't ring a bell right away, but when Game Changer sang it, I recognized it, but it didn't ring a bell.
I'm this voice, yeah.
Well, you can't sing worth shit. I heard your first rendition of the light skinned song, and when you remix that song from the '90s, I forgot what's the name of the song? Yeah. You're horrible. You're horrible. I mean, with that voice, I think you'd be able to hit some high notes at least. But no, I'm just playing. All right. Shout out to everybody who's super chatting. Zero, hold on, real quick. The Game Changer wanted to say something, so I do want to go to Game Changer first. Indigenous TV y'all killing me with these odd denominations of super chats for $3.13. Shout out to you, appreciate it. Zero with the $5 egg splat. I still don't know how all that came about, but all right, shout out to everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. We go into Game Changer. Go ahead. You wanted to respond to something that Kuda said.
Well, no, it's really more of a question. So if men are the prize, why buy women weed?
Stop asking me weird questions, bro.
Well,
I know
not
that.
really.
I know it hurts. I know
that. That you just asked. It's the same question you asked.
I know that statement hurts you. Who buys women weed? But I know that statement hurts you. But
you.
That statement really hurt you, didn't it?
No, it didn't
Been
hurt
talking
me.
about
It's
it
just
for
the
weeks
hypocrisy
now.
of it is
It hurt
interesting
you,
to
didn't
me. But it bothers me that you won't answer the question.
that statement really hurt you, man.
That's the same thing that
Hold
Locario
on,
did.
hold on, MOT. Hold on, MOT. Kuda, you buy women weed in exchange for sex. Now, I would like to ask if men are the prize,
Who said I
then
buy
why
them
are
weed?
you buying women?
Who said I
You
buy
did.
them weed?
You did.
You don't
Now,
have to.
if men are the prize,
Let me
why
answer your
buy
question.
women weed for
Let me
sex,
answer your
Kuda?
let me answer your question, because weirdos like you don't understand. You don't have to buy women shit. You can have weed.
Then why
and
do
have
you
the-
buy women?
You can have weed and have the woman.
Well, MOT has money.
You can have weed and have the money. You don't
MOT
have to-
has money.
You don't have to buy them. Why buy a woman a stove?
Because I mean,
Why buy a woman
had a stove, and I have money.
No, that's
the
a
point.
greater
The
question.
point is, Kuda. The
Why
point is,
buy
Kuda,
women
is
a
that-
stove?
So are we talking about stoves or are we talking about marijuana? Which one?
He's talking about
no,
marijuana.
he's answering
I'm
the question
asking
with
about
a,
appliances.
He's answering the question with a question. But I'll since he's going to answer questions with a question, I'll ask you, Obsidian. Is there a difference between one gift and another? If a person was to purchase weed before having sex with a woman, is that tricking, or is it tricking for a man to buy a stove after having sex with a woman?
My understanding is that tricking is buying a woman gifts or even giving her straight up cash on the shout out to Alan Roger Curry here on the possibility of sex, real or perceived, real or imagined. Whether you get the sex or not, the intention of giving the gift or the cash is to get the ass, get the yams.
So giving weed with the intentions on having sex is tricking. However, giving a stove after having sex multiple times would not fall under your definition, correct?
No, that would be more like a gift.
Okay, so
yeah,
I agree. It's a gift after the fact. All right. Next question, Bernard.
So if you buy a big bag of weed, and you have it on hand, and you have a woman over, and you share with her that big bag of weed, and then you get laid, would that be tricking?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes, sir.
How's that tricking?
Y'all niggas are slow, man.
How's that?
Come on, man.
Let me break down. How's that tricking? If you already had the weed in your hand and you just have a lady coming over and you're sharing it, that's no different if you have food in your refrigerator.
You just changed
you feed her, but that's not tricking though. You already have.
Let me help you with that. Let me help you with that. If you're dealing with women in a low bottom barrel environment, and you know that they like weed, and you bring weed over because she likes weed and she engages in that shit, you are a trick, sir. Period. There's no point to even doing that. This is the reason why you guys don't understand it, because you're too inside your head thinking that you got this shit under control when you're feeding yourself exactly into her baseline desire.
It's the same. That's the same logic as I have food in my refrigerator. I'm hungry, then I have a woman coming over. I feed her and then get pussy after that.
Hey, now you're changing the actual aspect of it, sir.
Would that be Oscar Mayer tricking? Would that be Deaton Watson tricking?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's my whole big beef with that.
That's what I'm saying.
This like tricking thing, like over crazy, tricking what it is. Like I'm paying a woman for sex.
Would that be more
my money and resources?
Tricking?
I want pussy. Here's some money or here's some resources. Give me the pussy. Go about your way. The exchange. That's what tricking is. This is a taste of prostitution.
What about Subway sandwiches?
But the damn problem
what about
is
Subway
that people
sandwiches
taking that logic so much and redefining it so many damn times, and even use that the damn shaming tactic.
What about Arby's?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's used as a shaming tactic upon us, Mel. I'm just saying, if y'all want to define, if a group of people want to define tricking that way, I'll play that game too. You're tricking with weed.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I've heard of gas for ass, but I never heard of weed for ass.
No. You have to be around the weed for ass type women that you're actually resulting towards because you don't travel and go anywhere else.
Well, it's actually called Obsidian ass for cash. Basically, it's when a drug dealer exchanges drugs and the currency being sex or cash.
Good point.
You made a song about this.
Good point.
My beef is with that.
Good point.
My beef with the tricking thing is like people overuse it for different things that ain't even tricking. Why didn't Diamond?
I agree.
Why didn't Diamond tricking?
Hold on, one at a time. One at a time. Go.
Why didn't Diamond
you gotta understand.
If you're taking a woman out on the dinner on your own kindness, that's tricking.
Mel. This is a counter argument to those who use tricking in that way. So basically, I'm like, if you're going to augment the definition of tricking to shame a group of men, then two can play that game. This is me playing their game. I personally don't think anything is wrong with tricking.
DJ Kuda,
I don't either, but that's my whole beef.
Yeah. So I agree with alternative. What I want to point out, but Mel, what I'm pointing out is that under that altered definition, certain people are tricks. The people who are altering the definition have put themselves literally in a trick bag. Yeah.
Yes. And this is why DJ Kuda is not part of the conversation. Because he gaslights there on mute with all his microphones, his bouquet of microphones, but he can't talk to actually talk about his point of view or opinions because he acts like a woman to get access to her.
All right, Zero says
when the debate is long, ad hominems are the tools of the loser. So,
thank you, Melody. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Zero, you sent a bunch of $5 super chats that.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Y'all take a break for a minute. Shout out to Zero. He says we're in the weeds now, fellas. Come on, man. That Biden voice. Shut up. All right, fair enough. Let's try to get out of the weeds.
Okay, so let me. I would really like to know how much. So I don't know. Maybe Kuda can answer this. Maybe somebody else on the panel or somebody in the audience. I'm just curious. How much ass would a really big fat Cheech and Chong style blunt get you?
Well, okay. Just in case.
That's a DJ Kuda question because he brought up the fact that he can get women with a bag of weed.
Y'all the experts. Y'all heard over the weed shit. Go ahead, answer the question.
Is this the y'all heard argument when we're pointing?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Time out. It is. I've seen plenty of dudes do this when they first start talking to a chick. They just hit them with the "you smoke," and then and that's how it starts. They invite them over to smoke. They smoke, and then they proposition the sex afterward. That's so. Yes, weed was used as the lower end bait. Just let's say no different than $40. So I understand the parallels that it's really the same thing. You're just using something to get the sex, but the weed dude who just hits her with the "you smoke" type of game after he get the conversation going. I mean, that I guess that guy can try to claim more dignity because it wasn't just a money on the nightstand transaction. I will grant that to it.
You know what? There's something else here because somebody in the chat room just said 420. So we know that we got the legalized marijuana and so forth. So I've noticed that quite a few of the lovely ladies will use the CBD products. Right, the CBD and essentially putting weed in various jelly and you eat that and preserves and that sort of thing. You put it on toast and the incense. So my thinking is, and maybe DJ Kuda can answer this. What if you got a big jar of CBD strawberry jelly and you pass that off to I got that for you, and can you get some ass with that?
Man, you can get ass with anything, man. This is like a weird conversation. What it really is if you have your own personal and shorty want to come smoke with you or whatever, it's not tricking. Like this is like a lame ass conversation, honestly.
What about shea butter tricking? What about that? When you
this is my whole beef about this with this tricking too much of this damn shaming tactics. That's what I was trying to say. GameChanger, I agree with you. Yeah, I understand what you're doing as a reverse psychology tactic. Like, yo, you're gonna make fun of me and we define tricking, and I'm gonna lay back on y'all and everything. I understand that point, but it gets so frustrating now. Now all of a sudden, yo, I have a woman that come over and she happened to be attractive, but Even if I wasn't thinking about smashing that day, we're smoking and we just happen to, get horny and want to fuck each other. Now that's tricking and shit. No.
Exactly.
If I want to take a woman
Okay,
out
well,
to dinner,
let me try to.
I'll let you finish, Bernard. Sorry.
I want to try to take it this way, and I was consistent with GameChanger when it came to Locario's lifestyle, which I completely disagree with. I was like, hey, that's what that man do. Hey, that's his business. Whatever. Kuda, I remember when you was on my show, you said that same thing to Locario. I mean, not to Locario, but about Locario. That's that man's business. But why is it now when it comes to the tricks, somebody just paying for it? Why isn't it the same energy of, hey, that's what you do, that's how you get down?
No, that's
Go
it.
ahead and
That's a
do it.
situation.
Why does it seem to be like a crusade against the
No,
tricks?
that's a situation that he put in work for. That's a situation that he worked for. You know what I'm saying? If you
Come on,
are
hold on, back up. I got to mute mail. Go ahead, back up one sentence.
that's a situation
Kuda.
that he worked for. If you are anti-gang, I mean isn't that dick policing? Don't they get mad about dick policing? Weren't they dick policing Locario yesterday? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
but
quiet now.
aren't you dick policing tricks though?
No, I mean, if you want trick, you can trick. We talk about tricking and stuff like that, but like, don't be asking questions or trying to seek out game and all this other stuff. And then when you get your answers, you start getting mad. They come to us with these weird questions, and when they don't get the answers that they want, they get mad and they want to criticize and stuff like that. And then they want to do this narrative that game dudes are talking down on educated guys and all this other stuff. And all this other weird smoke screens that they be throwing up. Like, no, bro, nobody cares about the ass that you get. Nobody cares. These will be the same dudes who will show your women and stuff like that. I've shown plenty of the women that I've dealt with and stuff like that. So but like, I'm not on here doxing women that I've paid for sexual favors or any of that stuff. Certain things you keep to yourself. Y'all don't even if y'all gonna endorse tricking, y'all don't even have the game behind tricking. You have to have game to trick. Y'all dudes out here doxing working women and stuff like that. Dudes out here
be cool with that one, because the guys who I've seen do that type of stuff, those are the dudes that be on the hardcore incel black pill channels and stuff like that. Like
women that they sleeping with. You got one here on the panel.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Oh, he said that. Oh, well, he did. Well, okay, well, hold on. GameChanger. Did the one?
Right.
Was she okay with that? With you showing a picture of her?
She don't know. She don't know.
How do you know she don't know, Kuda?
She don't know.
How do you know?
She took the pictures with the understanding that friends would see it because friends were there.
That's even worse. And even if she does know, why would you dox somebody that gave you some ass for stuff? Like, that's even worse than pillow talking.
It's really okay, Kuda. Let's put it like this. Let's put it like this. You say that you displayed women that you dealt with. Did you sleep with any of them?
She don't know.
You say that you display women that you dealt with.
Let's get back to the girl that you doxed. That girl don't know. Why don't you tell these dudes how to deal with law enforcement and how to avoid sting operations? You pro tricking, right?
Well, I mean, if a person wants to do that, they should learn it themselves.
So give us the game.
Listen, Kuda. If a person wants to do it, they should learn it themselves. However, Kuda,
actually,
the women that you displayed,
hello,
did you sleep with the women that you displayed?
Give us the game. How does that's not relevant. You gotta ask somebody who how does one effectively trick, get the best negotiation, and get the woman for the better price?
Hold on, Obsidian. Kuda. The women.
How does
one? No, you're changing subjects.
Kuda. That is changing the subject. Let's
now back on the subject of doxing people.
My questions
no. But we're not finished with the last subject. Back on the subject of doxing people. Have you slept with the women that you displayed?
Yeah, a couple of them.
So how in the fuck do you think it's different?
Because I didn't pay for it.
No, it's doxing.
You actually paid for it. You actually paid for it. Tricks aren't.
It's doxing. No,
tricks aren't. Hello.
Doxing. You dox these chicks.
The women that I'm out there, they know what I do, and that's like an undisclosed. That's like a non-disclosed.
And you did buy them weed, you weak ass nigga. So in addition to everything else,
I didn't buy them.
You tricked. And you doxed. You a tricking doxing nigga. God.
My question for DJ Kuda is are the laws regarding weed in his state, is weed legal or illegal there for recreational use?
It's here in DC. We got museums. Look, this is what I'm saying. If you're paying for somebody to
you asked if weed was legal, he said we got museums.
Yes,
what
we have a weed museum. DC is legal in DC. Calm down. How about
then that's the answer.
Oh my God. All right, listen. How can I answer the question without you saying something?
Well, you didn't answer the question. You said we got museums.
Can I answer the question without you saying something?
Now that you've answered the question, go ahead and speak.
Oh, yeah, cool.
It's all right. It's cool. This some lame man shit. It's cool. Good.
All right. Spiritual Logic Hard, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. A lot of people came through. I know I missed most of them, but I appreciate all of it.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything.
Shout out to Spiritual Logic Hawk, Deacon Dave in the building.
Wait a minute. What's this? This ain't enough. Make it enough.
Shout out to Deacon Dave. Who else is in here? Let me see. Shit. I lost all those. They gone. Hold on. Give me a second. I could save one of Zero's. Shout out to Zero. And a lot of people were sending $3.17, knowing I don't got a damn clip for that one. But shout out to Shaka Nulu. He says something actually worth. So receipts equals doxing. I guess that's kind of true. If you're asking somebody to show receipts, they are doxing. But then there's a question: does a person know that they're going to do it? I actually heard Kuda say something on his panel like before. He said he can't exactly be showing receipts. Some chick that he used to mess with before, she probably got a boyfriend, a baby, if not married right now. So you kind of just can't just be showing chicks you used to mess with or that you had sex with before. So I do understand that there is a slippery slope where you could be doing something unethical by showing a chick. But just for full confirmation, Game Changer, the chick that you showed, and people try to make it seem like you showed a prostitute that you had sex with. It wasn't a prostitute situation.
Right.
The stove was bought as a gift as you were before you left. So she was okay with you showing the picture. That just
right. She basically took it with the understanding, which I don't, but she thought she was taking it for like an Instagram and things like that and Facebook.
I mean, this is damn near the equivalent. I mean, so.
Yeah, I was about to say,
it was given with the understanding that it would be used in social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't understand what the problem is.
Well, no, the problem is he's looking for a problem. So, like, if he can say something like that, then yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So let me ask you a question, Game Changer, to bring it back to the original premise. Like I said, I didn't hear the show in question that brought you to the show today. But let me ask you this, because you said a few times over the course of your presentation that game coaches in Black America are essentially selling the idea to Black men to go and get the same subpar Black women that they've already been getting. So let me ask you this. Did Locario in this, I guess it happened yesterday, did Locario actually say that?
Well,
because I was trying to get at that too. So I'm glad you asked the question. Go ahead, Game Changer.
So no, I went on. Good question. I went on to challenge one of the videos that he had where he said, "Lame dudes think that hot women are special." So indirectly, he's saying that hot women are not special unless you are a lame dude, which means that not hot women are the same as not hot women. So he didn't say that directly, but indirectly you can conclude that.
Did he clear up the whole? I don't know because I haven't talked to him, but I would be curious to know why he says we get the lame guy. Okay, fine, but how are the women that are attractive and the women that are not attractive, other than the fact that they're both women biologically? What else about them is the same? I would like that would be my question to him.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get a chance to ask it. Bernard was there. You know, things got kind of heavy, to say the least. But that was my initial premise on getting on there. And yes, I do believe that women are not created equal in value to men. So maybe equal under the law and equal in the eyes of God. However, they're not created equal to me. You know, what's her name? Chloe, that chick from Grownish. You know, she's not equal to Gabrielle Sidibe by any stretch of the imagination. So, you know, and there's nothing wrong with recognizing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand. You know what? I can understand.
Wait, hold your thought, Mel. I'm going right back to you no matter what. Hold on real quick. Ramon Robinson in the building says, Kuda didn't want to admit that he was tricking. You ain't got to respond to that, Kuda. We're going to let it ride. Shout out to Raymond Robinson, SKC Coonan in the building. Says, why not just legalize community orgies? They are legal, so everybody can fuck everybody. Everybody already is. You're sharing anyway. Be open with it. Orgy can. Okay, everything except the orgy cam up. But show your work.
It comes to coon. It comes to coon.
Yeah, everything you were saying was already happening, but when you cam up with the orgy, no. Indigenous TV with the $3.21, shaking my head. I'm gonna pull out some of these weird denominations. I'm gonna find it in the movie. Keep playing with me. Keep playing with me. Thank you everybody who came through on the super chat, and I appreciate all of y'all. I'll probably try to dig up some of them through the analytics to try to shout you out properly. But go ahead, Mel. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, yeah, I can understand GameChanger and Locario's aspect. I didn't see the show yesterday, but you're talking about. I know about Locario. I can understand both their aspects about that. Yes, when we see women that we are attracted to, sexually desire, we will treat them different than the woman that we're not attracted to. But also too is, God forbid that attractive woman's a toxic bitch, straight up toxic, nasty and everything. I'm not gonna be pandering to all that shit, like, you know, cater to you if you're nasty like that towards me. Like, no, I will treat you to some level at the same way as in personality wise. But when it comes to looks wise, yeah, if I'm trying to fuck you, yeah, I'll probably talk to you a little bit more. But if you have a nasty ass attitude and shit, you just toxic. I'm not gonna be catering to you like that. Like, you crazy? Yeah, that's why I understand Locario's point. You know, I understand it might sound like an attack.
Go ahead, Game Changer. What you were saying? Yeah. That's not Locario's point.
So okay, let's put it like this. Would you rather have, if you had to be with a woman with a mean disposition, would you rather that she be attractive or unattractive?
I wouldn't be with neither one of them.
Yeah, that's what I say.
That's the whole thing.
I'm saying if you had to be. I'm saying all things equal, the attractive woman is worth more. And to say that they're not, to say that it's lame to think otherwise, is something that I went on to challenge him on.
I don't know. I mean, you had that disagreement on one of your shows. Remember? Yeah, with the girl that getting sliced in the face from the wire and stuff. Yeah, she's attractive, yes, but if she was the one that initiating the fights and doing the toxic shit, I'm gonna treat her the same way as the other bitch. I don't want to deal with neither one of y'all.
Well, I agree, but you're creating a straw man, so to speak, because you're assuming that she's unattractive. Like, you're changing the scenario. You're stacking the deck is the term. I'm sorry, you're stacking the deck and you're putting that she is belligerent or she has a poor personality on there. That's not what it was about. It was about, are attractive women more valuable than normies or fat chicks? And the answer is yes.
I agree with you on that part. Yeah, when it comes to
obviously Locario feels that they're the same. So I went on to discuss that too. That was my responsibility.
That's when I definitely agree with you. When it comes on looks alone, physical alone. Yes, the physically fit, more attractive, genetically female is going to be treated more differently than the fat, obese one and the ugly one.
It is different.
Exactly. Yeah. It is definitely a difference. Yeah. Personality-wise, I think maybe that. Yeah, exactly. I do the same thing. Yeah, for me, yeah. But
yeah, we get that. We get that. The two women in question will be treated differently by guys. The question becomes, would you, Mel, get with a Kiki Wyatt circa 1999, knowing that she's a little thrown off there?
Mel?
Yeah. Well, when I start to know her attitude and everything, I don't want to deal with her. That's the whole point.
But you took too long to answer the question, bro.
Nah, I was probably on mute for a second. Yeah. When if I see him face wise, of course. To see a face wise, I'm coming out.
You don't know who Kiki Wyatt is?
Huh?
You don't know who Kiki Wyatt is?
The singer, right?
That's right.
Yeah. You talking about 90s Kiki Wyatt? Yeah, she was pretty good back in the days. Yeah, now
but she's a little thrown off.
Yeah, she's thrown off now. Yeah.
But you would hit it
when I get to know her.
But would you still hit it?
Of course, I would hit it. Yeah. If I had the high sexual attraction towards you, yeah.
And that's the point.
As a man, yeah, I'm a liar.
That's the point. She could be thrown off, ready to stab your ass, but if she hot enough, you'll still hit it.
Oh no, she ready to stab me.
She's a healthy female of breeding age.
Something slide, of course, because that's just us men in general. Yeah, like I said, it takes
either you attracted or you not attracted, man. Y'all be putting people on a pedestal, man. And I thought these spaces didn't promote.
When it comes to sexual attraction, yeah, I mean, we gonna let some things slide, yeah. But when it gets to extreme, we put that shit down. That's why I kind of understand where Locario is coming from, because we have to start controlling that more. Like, yo, stop putting all these sexual attraction women on a pedestal too much. Like, she starts crossing the line.
Well, I mean, he didn't make that point. So saying a hot woman is hot, saying a hot woman is hot is not putting them on a pedestal. Saying a beautiful woman is beautiful is not putting them on a pedestal. It's basically putting them where they're at.
But arguing the point if somebody's hot or not, that's still putting them on the pedestal, because
we're not really arguing if a person is hot or not. We're arguing if a hot.
No, that's what you came up on the panel. Didn't that's what you came up on the panel?
Once again, we're arguing whether. Yeah, we're arguing whether hot women are better than not hot women in the area of being hot.
Didn't that's what you get up on the panel with Locario?
I just answered that question.
Yeah, I think go ahead, GameChanger. Answer it. Go ahead and answer it again.
Answer it again? Okay. So basically, we're arguing whether hot women, exceptional women who are hot, are better than the ones who are not. That's it. It's not about the pedestal or anything that they put them on.
Yeah, and I think the straw man aspect of it, and I hate when people do this in the conversation where they try to say the hot woman, like there's hot women with fucked up dispositions, and there's ugly women with fucked up dispositions. So it's I hate when they try to throw out that dynamic of like, she hot, she gonna get you problems. She ugly, she gonna be so nice and sweet. I mean, GameChanger, you playing it all the time. You could do videos of ugly fat chicks throwing French fries back across the counter at Burger King. I mean, it's so yeah, it's ugly out of pocket chicks that got horrible attitudes. So I don't like when the conversation gets to that point. I don't know why a lot of people do that, but anyway, the only John in the building says, has anyone ever heard of Japanese pickup artist Haruto Watanabe? I think I said that right. Only in Black US this concept exists. Thank you.
There's pickup artists everywhere. You got Australian pickup artists, Spanish pickup artists, Asian pickup artists, European pickup artists. You got they're everywhere.
That's right.
I don't know where dudes get this narrative that these other cultures don't do that. The Spanish language is a romantic language by definition.
Like I said, the only area where you probably don't need a pickup artist is an area where the women don't got rights. They walk around in cheats. They just live in their dad house, and they get handed over to a man that their dad chose to be with. That's the only time you don't need game.
You gotta have game. You gotta have game to trick. You gotta have game to be a player. You gotta have game to date. You have to have game for damn near everything. So,
well, let me ask
Big Mike, real quick. Big Mike, I had a. It's on my Patreon page, but yeah, I had a true card carrying trick on here, and he confirmed that yes, even when you're tricking, you do got to have some game about you. Otherwise, your tricking is going to go bad for you if you don't just.
You don't hear the tricks here talking about no game.
So hang on. So with that being said, DJ Kuda, I have to ask you, if GameChanger was tricking when he was in the Dominican Republic and bought the sister a stove, then you're saying that you have to have game to effectively trick. Therefore, ergo, GameChanger has game. Hence the name.
No, it's just a transaction. The transaction is always going to be a transaction. I mean,
but
game
before
behind
you just said it was just game. Oh my God.
No, I said you have to have game.
So game was used. Never mind. All right.
If she finessed you out of a stove, did you have game?
Huh?
She didn't finesse. She didn't finesse.
All right. Effective listening is key. I said if she finessed you. I didn't say she finessed you. I said if she finessed you out of a stove, you have game.
Well, I guess no more than a man who got finessed out of weed.
Man, that really hurt you, didn't it? That must have really hurt you.
I'm trying to
that hurt him bad, bro.
You see what I'm doing? I'm trying to apply
real bad.
No, okay. That must have really hurt you. No more than the stove hurt.
That hurt him real bad, bro. I never bought a stove for a woman. I never bought a stove for a woman, so I wouldn't know.
Some logic here. If DJ Kuda's argument and Bernard backed it up with his recent special guest, Big Mike from Max City Limits fame, both of them are saying, Big Mike, DJ Kuda, both are saying you have to have some degree of game in order to effectively trick. If that's true, and we all know that GameChanger went to the Dominican Republic and bought a chica a stove and had a great time with her, therefore, ergo, GameChanger must have game if he was tricking.
No. I like to add on to that.
Not getting fleeced out of a stove, bro.
Well, see, I'd like to add to that also too, because ARC said yesterday on his video, you need to have some type of game. Mostly his thing with at least mode 1.5. You need to be straight direct when it comes to tricking. A lot of dudes technically don't be straight direct with their game, even in the tricking aspect. Tricking, you have to be straight direct. Yo, I want to pay you $500 to smash you for a week and shit like that.
So otherwise, if you
come up to me like that,
okay, so let's go back to the GameChanger example. If GameChanger says, "Listen, I'm buying you this stove because I want to smash you for whatever length of time," if he doesn't say that, that's not tricking.
No, even if he say it again. Sorry, if he didn't give him the stove up front first.
You said that you got to be straight up front with the tricking, otherwise it's not real tricking. So I said, okay. So if GameChanger bought, we know he bought the stove.
I said most men not be straight direct.
We know he bought the stove. So okay, great. So now the question is, did he do it the way Mel was talking about? Mel says if you buy a woman something, or if you give her money and you don't say this is for me to smash, then you're not tricking, right?
Did the last couple guys that hit that woman buy her stove?
Well, obviously not, because she didn't have a stove.
Okay. You answered my question. There you go.
Well, did the last 5 women that fucked your chick have buy her weed?
Oh, they probably did.
Because she smoked it.
They probably did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you don't buy it for the girl. A lot of times you had it on hand and she just happened to be around and you probably passed your joint to her, but
all right,
that lifestyle, so you wouldn't
GameChanger didn't
all right, let's push pause. Let's push pause for a second. I forgot Pablo was even up here because the super chats covering him up. But Cole's still in the building. Shout out to you. He says Mr. Locario is making the argument that we should value women for working for us instead of their looks. He also said that most guys have low standards and only want hot women for arm candy. Thank you for
my question to Mr. Locario would be, are you running a temp agency or employment agency? A woman is supposed to be working for you? Is that it?
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything.
We going to Pablo. Big Mike, check your email. I don't know if you was requesting the link. I mean, the link was in the chat. I mean, I sent you the link through the email, and there go in the chat if you was requesting it. I'm not sure if that's what you was asking for when you told me to hit you up, but I sent you the link either way if you wanted the link. But we going to my man Pablo and oh shit, MOT back, and I gotta run to the restroom. So let's keep the fireworks to a minimum.
Some more ad hominem.
Well,
hold on, no. It's Pablo's turn. Okay. I would prefer for him to speak and then pass it to MOT afterwards. But I'll be right back, fellas. And shout out to who was this? I'm gonna leave this up on the screen because somebody just my man Big Mike Max City Limits just dropped 25 on it. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to you. That's the card carrying trick who I want to come up here and set this shit straight. But I gotta step away for a second. So yeah, be cool. Be cool.
So I did have a question for Kuda. Kuda, when you have your little smoke sessions, when the ladies come over and smoke up with you, roll up with you, do they ever come over and not get the D?
I mean, shit. If I fall asleep or something like that, like.
Well, I mean, if the women you want to come through
Can I answer the
The women
question,
you,
please?
yeah, go ahead.
If I fall asleep or something like that, like when we used to have bras come through to the studio or something like that, they bring stuff like liquor and stuff like that. They come through to turn up, like they just don't come empty handed and stuff like that. So we we if we party or something like that, and bras want to come through, we already got stuff on hand, so they don't have to worry about that. They just gotta show up. So
I'm just talking about the weed. I'm talking about the weed that you have, that you provided.
why y'all making this tree thing a big deal? God damn.
Well,
All right, go ahead, man. Do y'all overcomplicate and weird out everything that y'all do? God damn.
No,
Okay.
see, and you want to call it weird because you don't want to answer the question.
No, all right, I'll answer the
You want to
question. Go
call it
ahead.
weird because you don't want to answer the question.
Ask your question. Ask your question, man.
I just asked it, and now you're acting like a retard.
Ask the
When you
question.
provide the weed,
Weird ass questions.
when you provide the weed, do they ever come over, smoke your weed, and not get the dick?
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
All right. All right. Now you're not a trick. Now you're not a trick. You're a simp because you buying them shit and they ain't getting nothing from.
Does that mean you got finessed out of the weed?
He got finessed out of his weed. Yes.
I got finessed out of my weed because I shared.
Yes.
Weed with a woman. I didn't get no pussy.
See,
Okay.
this is my problem with game dudes. They want to talk shit like they're some type of superior man because they can get some shit, quote unquote, on the free. And it comes to find out
I like
that
how
they're
you
giving
guys try to
bitches shit
tell
all
game
the
dudes
time
what game
and
is.
getting nothing.
I like how you
And they
guys try
get
to tell game
nothing.
dudes what game is at the same time asking them a question.
We had platinum up
very
here.
cute.
We had platinum up here just a couple of days ago, and everybody knows platinum is a OnlyFans.
He's a trick teaser.
He's addicted to OnlyFans. He's got more OnlyFans accounts that he subscribes to than anody on planet Earth. But he want to tell you, he want to tell you about tricking. Are you serious? Kuda up here giving weed, smoking weed sessions, and they smoking up his shit and walking out the studio. Man, bye.
I call that trick teasing, yo. They ain't for something that you ain't gonna get no ass from.
Hey man, y'all be letting these weird niggas tell y'all what the hell game is. All right, cool.
Hey, hold on. We gotta wait.
These are dudes that's like,
we can't misrepresent platinum.
This is not pussy first. I don't put pussy on the pedestal. But did she come over and smoke and you didn't get the peace sleeve? Oh, you're a simp. Oh my god.
In platinum, and hold on real quick. In platinum's defense, he got like 100 emails, and he just keep getting new 7-day free trials on OnlyFans. He's not paying on OnlyFans. All right.
So he's 49th day.
I'm just playing. That was a joke. All right. We're gonna go to Big Mike of Mac City Limits, man. I appreciate you coming on through, man. I hope you become a reoccurring guest on the show because I definitely enjoy the conversation. I definitely enjoyed the conversation I had with him. It's on the Patreon page. MOT just became a Patreon. Maybe more of you ought to do it. There's some good conversations that be on the Patreon page. But shout out to Big Mike. You got the floor and you got the mic.
Yeah, I seen that joint, man, that happened yesterday with Locario and Ramil in a GameChanger, man. That was hilarious, man. But what I'm trying to figure out as far as Kuda's concerned, because I came in on the tail end of this. He says that GameChanger does not have game. Why? And this is pertaining to the stove. Can someone catch me up on this?
Yeah, I'll do that. So about 5-6 years ago, I was in the Dominican Republic, and my second time visiting and seeing her. I met her online, and we hit it off the first time. Fucked her for about a week or so, and then left for the States. The second time I came back, I came with my homies, and she stayed with us in a villa for the first week, and then the second week, or half of the second week rather, I went to her place in Santo Domingo, and hotels are expensive there, so she let me stay with her for about 4 days. I noticed that she didn't have a stove, and I liked the way she cooked when she cooked for us. So I bought her a stove, $200 for the stove, and about $35 for the propane.
Okay, well, check this. Okay, go ahead.
I was saying, and they've been talking about that ever since for whatever strange reason.
Okay, well, check this out. Let me try and put some clarity on this, man. When it comes to actually so-called giving women things and buying women things, all right. My blueprint is the welfare system, okay? A lot of people look at you like you're crazy when you're giving chicks shit or you're buying chicks shit, not understanding that, this is one of the 48 laws of power, to despise the free lunch. Once a female gets enamored or she gets so-called hooked into that cycle of you giving her stuff or you buying her stuff, she basically becomes, even though she thinks you're her slave, actually it's the opposite. And we can look at the welfare system as the blueprint of that, because the welfare system basically tells women, I'm going to give you this money, I'm going to give you this housing, I'm going to give you this clothing, but at the same time, you're going to have to follow a certain set of guidelines and rules. And if you don't behave and if you don't follow those guidelines and rules, you get cut the fuck off. So it's a power play. So I'm telling Kuda this, just because someone is giving someone something or someone is buying someone something, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're the sucker. It could be the other way around. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Thank you.
That's game. That's game 100 right there.
DJ Kuda's mic don't work when you ask him verified questions.
Let's get Kuda's on mute. Let me unmute. Well, no, you got to unmute himself because he muted himself. So, so I do want to get Kuda's response to that. Go ahead, Kuda. He's off mute. You ready?
Oh, God. No, I mean, I see where he coming from. I'm just listening. I hear what he said. I heard what he said.
No, nigga, answer the question.
There was no question. I said I heard what he said. Calm your lot lizard ass down, bro.
What's your reaction?
Do you generally agree that he made a solid point?
Oh God. To a certain degree, if you playing it like that, but people are not doing dudes are tricking. They're not playing it like that, man. We all know that.
That's not the question, Mike.
Why are you
asking again?
The question?
Mike, answer it again because you're dealing with a dumb nigga on the panel.
Well, let me put it like this. And keep in mind, hold on. Listen. I say this as a non-trick. The notion that you're at the bottom or you're beneath somebody because you're tricking. How are you less than somebody if you can say
there's nothing wrong with tricking? What I'm saying is that they take it as offensive.
Here's $50.
Because at one point they're like, we're not tricking at all. And now they're embracing it.
Bernard is the host.
At some point, okay. If you can say to somebody, I got $100, get on your knees. You're not beneath that person. That person is beneath you if you can own them for $100.
Hello.
DJ Kuda, do you want to answer the question now?
No, so she's above you. Hold on. The woman is only above you if she can look at you and be like, nigga, you ain't got enough to get me on my knees. And if you don't got enough, she's better than you. She's better than you if you ain't got enough to get her on her knees.
If you lay down with them, you're equals. So that's kind of if you lay down with them, you are equals.
Mike, sir. Big Mike, sir. I got a question for you.
What's up?
To a nigga who can't answer a simplistic fucking question, we can consider him a real man or a bitch ass nigga.
Come on, MOD.
Given that he heard everything that you just said.
To a nigga that wears
wait. In his defense, that was not necessarily a question. I was making a statement. I was talking to him about the concept of game. Okay, because I don't know, he has this kind of like twisted narrative that because GameChanger
why did you twist the narrative?
Say what?
Why did you twist the narrative? Do you think he was answering your question by twisting the narrative, or do you think he was dodging the question by twisting the narrative, sir?
Well, I think he was somewhat dodging the issue, but it still was not a question.
Bro, get your mic together, man. God damn.
You Borgin.
You need a trick on the better mic, man.
Borgin.
All right. Hold on. Somebody got. Is that MOT with the mic failures?
Yeah.
All right, hold on, MOT. I'm gonna mute you up for a second while you get your mic situation together. David Johnson in the building. He said, I said this before. What I've noticed is men with a lot of money would rather waste money instead of waste time, and men with a lot of time would rather waste time instead of waste money. That's what that Big Mike laid that out quite well. He said, but the real question is which one is more important. I think that varies from man to man. Somebody was trying to jump in. Thanks, David Johnson. I appreciate the $20.
I want 150,000. So we can settle out of court right now for $20.
Man, get your.
All right, somebody was trying to. Oh shit, man, MOT,
you're Borgin.
You're Borgin bad, MOT.
He must be passing through a bad area or something.
Yeah, I think yeah. He a trucker. He be on the road. He probably going, he riding through, I don't know, Utah or somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, who was trying to get in? Either Pablo or Big Mike. Well, somebody was trying to get in.
Yeah. I was trying to just reiterate, man, the whole concept of game. It's a slippery slope and it can be tricky, man. No pun intended. Like I said, what GameChanger did, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that because, like I said, I practice the mini welfare system. When I put my money down and when I give my assets or whatever to a female, she know that come with a price. You know what I mean? So, a cat giving up his assets or his resources or his money, like Kuda said, yes, that does take game, but for some reason he didn't think what GameChanger did required game. So I'm trying to figure out, is this personal or what?
It is. It is.
Yeah, Hold on, stop it. He did not go into that situation. He did not go into that situation with no game. Let's be 100. All right. He
Wait,
noticed,
how you figure?
He listened to the story. He noticed something later on. And then he paid for something. That was it. It wasn't like, oh, okay, well, I got this big thing, planned out. I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, and I intend on buying her a stove before I left. It was something that just happened. So I'm not. I mean, I don't care about that situation. I just brought it up as an example because I guess that's the highlight of his life. If you're talking about something 5 years later, but like I was saying, you got to have game the trick. And if you're anti-game,
you want to tell me, DJ Kuda, that you didn't have a woman that you really had a great time with that you still think back on? You want to tell me that?
Yeah, I don't make that the focal point. I don't make that the focal point of my life, though.
No, it's not the focal point of anyone's life. So, Max City, just so you know, it is personal for him to say some crap like that. Listen, I told this story years ago, and people still today criticize me for it. Bernard recently brought up this story on his channel, and then he's in the chat room saying, "Oh, so we condoning tricking now?" And then he gets on later and say tricking should not be a part of the manosphere.
That people come up here and lie like this.
You're interrupting. You're interrupting. And then he does a whole follow-up stream with Bernard about tricking based on this. So really, it's not an important part. It's just that it keeps coming up here. Mm-hmm. Really, when I talk about first of all, that wasn't even the best part of the trip. This was a 2-week vacation. That wasn't even the best part of the trip. So the people who went with me on that trip know that that's not even something that I discussed when we reminisce on that particular trip to the Dominican. However, here it's a big deal, like for whatever reason, and really it's just guys like this because they want to trick shame people.
I have a question for Mike because of his expertise in the fine art of tricking. My question to you is this: we recently had a big debate regarding Derek Jackson and whether he was tricking. There were brothers who were insistent that he wasn't tricking; he was balling. Big Mike, do you agree or disagree that there is a distinction to be made between tricking and balling, or is it all just flat foot tricking?
A subtraction is a subtraction, and an addition is an addition. When you are spending money to get to know a woman or to interact with a woman, I mean, we can go on intent if you want to, but to me, there really ain't no difference because whatever you're doing, the money is still coming out your pocket.
Exactly. Math is math. Niggas, this is the problem. Again, this is the problem with the game niggas or whatever. They don't have an existence. They don't have a solid answer for anything. They take something that already exists and they turn it into some bullshit. Any money that a woman does not have to spend is the same thing as spending money on a woman. Okay? Any money she don't have to spend of her own, like you're spending it on her. Whether it's weed, whether it's food, whether it's whatever the hell. So this whole thing, and again, I don't even understand why we're having this conversation. Locario just said he has tricked before. He's a trick. The person that fucking supported Locario is a trial critic. So again, why do we care? And especially if it's cool for dudes, if you're married, y'all call married dudes, and he's married. So I don't get this thing as to why y'all give a damn about how a dude goes through getting pussy. It's only one sided. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, man. When the cat dig in his pockets, man. Period, man. When in the name of the pussy, I mean, I don't really see no distinction, no difference, man. You know, a lot of cats always want to talk about it's the intent, but
Nah, but
like I said,
they wasn't pressing Locario for tricking. They were trying to press him out about his wife and what she got going on and how he has an open relationship. It wasn't about no tricking.
Well, no.
Again,
I know it's hard for some people.
Y'all went up there. No, y'all went up there to press that
people
man
don't
about
have
his
logic
wife.
chains, so let me explain to you.
Y'all went up there. Y'all went up there to press that man about his wife.
It's not a y'all. I'm trying to learn something. It's not your thing.
Where Tommy at?
Hold on, let him finish, Kuda. Let him finish. Fantastic. Let him finish.
Why are you smoking to me all of a sudden?
Y'all, they went up there to press that man about the type of relationship that he has with his wife, and then end up getting ethered by Tommy.
But nah, this is another deflection.
They ended up
again,
going up there to ask
nigga that can't stand on his own. Gotta use another man's name. This is why I can't fuck with weak ass niggas.
Trying to ask this
This
man
weak
about
ass
his wife.
nigga is using another man's name because he can't use his own.
They went up there and tried to ask this man about his wife.
Because he can't use his own. He doesn't have a name of his own. That's why
they went up there to ask that man about his wife and got ethered.
I know your hair might be in the way.
They went.
All right, come on, man.
Y'all should have seen Fantastic's face yesterday, bro. That nigga looked bothered.
Your hair might be in the way, so let me say this again.
He looked bothered. You went up there to ask him about his wife, and you got ethered.
Let me say this again.
So did you go up there to ask him about his wife?
No, I did not. Bullshit. I went up there again.
And you lying right in front of everybody. You gonna lie like that? Bullshit.
No, I didn't.
Right.
I'm done
look,
talking
man,
to you,
look. All right, time out. Whenever y'all two on here, it just get a personal pissing match.
Well, it's not personal. I don't really argue with bitches.
All right, you just made my point.
Big Mike, I want to ask you a question.
Right. What up?
Yeah, do you feel whining and dining is tricking?
No, just like my man ARC said, that is simping. If you're not getting any pussy,
actually, if you're not getting any pussy, but
if you're not getting any pussy, that's simping.
Yeah.
Let me ask you,
ice cream and what he would say. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Big Mike. I don't know if you're aware of the fact that I finally have a book out, and one of the things that I write in the book, and Bernard, we talked about this on the air, was I have a way of dealing with dates where the woman has to sign on to agree to an evening with me, after which she will be bent over my couch. Would that be simping or tricking?
Oh, that would be tricking. That is if you get the draws.
Right.
If you don't get the draws, but like I said, you got them signing paperwork, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Wow, that's bold, man. That's pretty
being
bold
more
right there. Damn. Okay. Because that's how I do it, man. I approach everything with women on a business level, man. You know what I mean? So let me ask Kuda this. When it comes to game, would you admit that an individual, right, who has female, well, I don't know, I guess I can say I'm kind of cheating here because I was pimping on these females before I actually started tricking. I know it sounds kind of productive and kind of strange, but if you have an individual who has these females and these females have some sort of adoration towards them and they went ahead and got my name tattooed on their ass cheeks, do that make me a weak ass nigga or do that make me a pimp? Do that make me have game? What would you consider that?
That's a good question.
Like I said, I got 5 women running around here with my name tattooed on them, but I'm a trick.
He would consider it foreign. He wouldn't know nothing about it.
He must have dropped off. Where he at? Is he muted?
No, he's
Hold
there.
on, my bad. I was on mute. Can I speak
you.
without you talking? You was very quiet when Tommy came on. Can you be respectful right now, please?
Again, why do you keep
anyway,
come on, yeah. All right, let him go. Let Kuda go.
That's a weak nigga.
He asked me the question. He didn't ask you.
Another nigga versus himself. Why you so
He
weak,
didn't ask
bro?
you. Get your mic out of the water. He didn't ask you.
I'm on the phone.
So basically, like I said, if you 50 toes deep and they get your name tattooed on them, you doing some you was putting it down, you doing some pimping because that's permanent. You know.
All right, then.
But he was tricking on
my.
But if I
Real
understand
quick,
it right,
I
was
got a
standing
question.
right.
So,
Hold on,
so
wait, real quick. Hold on, real quick. Hold on, Kuda, hold on. If I understood it right, it wasn't the one back when he was pimping when he had the name tattooed on him. If I understand it right, this is when you was tricking these women tattooed their name on you.
Right.
Oh wait, were you in a relationship with them, or you just was 50 toes?
Shoot, all of it. I was in relationships with him, and I was 50 toes with him.
But you was
pimped
pimping.
him out, and
you was pimping. So I mean,
wait, no,
what dudes do, especially a lot of the P's, they spend money vicariously investing into women. So a lot of times, if a woman doesn't have like any style, she don't really know how to dress or whatever.
But hold on, you said you were.
God damn, why are you talking, bro?
Just saying, I'm trying to keep the record straight.
Why are you talking?
Bernard, I'm just trying to keep the record straight. Bernard,
why are you talking?
Hold on, wait, real quick. I'm gonna let Fantastic if he caught you in a contradiction. I'm gonna let him explain it real quick.
He's not. He doesn't. He's.
Hold on, we going one at a time.
He was actively. Hello.
Shut me up all the time.
Hold on. Hey, y'all gotta chill. Y'all chill for a second.
Y'all, Bernard, I'm talking to you. This nigga.
I know. I understand. So if you caught him in a contradiction, I'll let you explain what that is, and we'll throw it right back to him.
Okay.
So just briefly explain the contradiction, Fantastic, and then go ahead. We throwing it right back to Kuda.
He's saying sometimes the P's, as in like he's speaking of this in the third person, not the first person. He don't have his own experience with this, so he's going by what he's heard from other situations and other P's. But at one point in time, he claimed he was a P out here. He claimed he had hoes.
Who are you talking about? And when did I claim that?
You said that. You said on here that you
bring it up. Bring it up. Show the proof. Bring it up.
Bro, you said it more than one time.
Bring it up.
All right. Let's go back to the point that Kuda was trying to make before the interruption. Go ahead.
If you're talking in the context of pimping, that's why this is the problem when a lot of squares like to talk louder than the people that knows about these things.
But you're a square. You're not a pimp, so you're a square.
Yeah, I'm a square. Yeah, I am. But
all right, then. So stop
talking about
like
it.
there's a problem.
All right. Kuda got it. Kuda got it.
Just like you are. If you 10 toes and you you know what I'm saying, and you investing into said hoes that you are that you got that you setting down. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get that money back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. With motivating them to go out there to go. Bring you back some of your paper. You know what I'm saying? That's like an investment. No different than buying a stock. No different than putting money into something that's gonna bring you back some paper. So if you in the game like that, and that's what you invest your money into, which is money she or another woman already probably paid you. You know what I'm saying? That's that's your business. You minding your business at that point.
I got a question. I got a question for you, Kuda. But why is it that you give GameChanger so much flack, and men like you give GameChanger so much flack? What he did with the girl in DR.
No, I just use that as an example. That was an example.
But see, my point of view is like GameChanger got more rate of return. He got more out of that girl than what he did for her. He smashed her more times. He got to stay at her house, saving his money from a hotel room. She showed him around the place like constantly. And y'all still give him flat because he bought her a one simple stove and a couple of groceries.
Well, I mean,
spending less.
I mean, if you gonna do it by like American standards, those are like wife and exclusive girl trinkets and stuff. Out there probably is cheap, but y'all niggas really contradict yourself when y'all defend that. Because,
do you know anything about the real world?
That's how
the real world works.
Hello, y'all actually contradict yourselves when y'all say that because y'all wouldn't buy no American woman no stove. Crickets.
Because they fat and ugly. That's why we ain't providing to them.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Go ahead, Obsidian.
I'm trying to understand where there's. See, I write about this in my book. There is no EEOC of dating. Where do black people get this from? Where do we think that this is a civil right? Dating and mating by definition is discriminatory. By definition. It's not. You don't have an equal right. Well, you bought that woman over here from the Dominican Republic store. You got to buy that woman from Chicago store too. No, you don't.
No, I'm saying they wouldn't. They would have something to say if they had to.
And we don't have to. So let me hop in here. Let me hop in here real quick. So let me hop in real quick. So again, for people that don't understand math, okay, if when your exchange rate is 20-1 in
I
a certain
said
place.
I already mentioned
I
that.
didn't interrupt you.
We don't need you to
Let
break that
Fantastic
out,
go.
bro.
Let
I didn't
Fantastic
interrupt
go.
you.
Let him go. Let him go.
I didn't interrupt you. I mean, you just gonna bring up another man's name anyway. But listen, like I said, this is strictly mathematical. Strictly mathematical, bro. It's simple math. $1 is $1. $200 is $200. $1,000 is $1,000. It don't matter. What's done with the money is irrelevant. That's what I'm saying. You guys want to put, because again, I still don't see him telling you niggas that he bought a stove because I know how you niggas go run with it. But if you're a mathematical person, fuck the whatever. He could have the bitch a whole motherfucking a whole dining room set or anything. It doesn't matter what's bought with the money. It's the amount of money. And the reason why you guys are fucking harping on the stove shit is because you're thinking like he's here in the United States and it's a stove. No, he's in the fucking Dominican Republic where your fucking dollar expands 20 to 30 times. So a stove here is like less than a fucking pair of Nikes. So that's what I'm saying. But because niggas are immature and don't understand math, oh, you bought a stove, you bought a stove, you bought a stove. Especially broke ass niggas that don't got nothing to show for themselves what they bought themselves other than audio equipment. But that is what it is.
But put it this way, put it in a non-traveling
broke,
sense. He got way more out of that girl than what he did for her. That's my point of view. And he did it before he even bought the stove. Even if he bought a stove for a woman over here in the US or outside the US, he got way more out of that girl than what he did for her. So his rate of return was more high than what she got out of him. So what's the big problem with that? I seen dudes in the hood do that shit.
So that begs the question, Mel. So that begs the question, Mel. If the argument is rate of return, okay, fair enough. So then, and Big Mike said, and he and I are businessmen. I approach things the way he approaches it. This is a business deal for me. So then that begs the question. DJ Kuda said you wouldn't buy that same woman here a stove. That begs the question: does a brother get the same rate of return doing the same thing for an American sister here that GameChanger did for a Dominican chica over there?
No, now, that aspect, of course not. Wait. Your virus over there in the DR is way more than it is over here in the US.
Then why is DJ Kuda even bringing up the argument that we should be buying a stove over here for a sister over here when we're not going to get the same rate of return?
Well, it assumes a lot. Just to start with, Obsidian, and I know I'm chiming in, but it assumes that I wouldn't, and that's not really a fair assumption. But also, I mean, come on now, like this is America. Apartment. In order to rent to somebody, the apartment has to have a stove. And if you buy a house, if you have house money, you have stove money. There's very few situations where you come across a woman without a stove unless she lives in a college dorm. And yes, say I'm out of town, right? Because I was going to do this during the Barack Obama inauguration. I was going to stay with a group of friends, some who were in college. Sister members of my partner's fraternity, right? And I would pay for my stay. Now, if I've seen that they needed something and it's just something blaring as like, where the fuck is the stove? Then it would just come in that form. Like that's just like common decency.
I mean, it's not uncommon out here where everybody obviously has stoves, as GameChanger just said. It's not uncommon for a guy to take a woman out on 2 dates, and both of the dates at the steakhouse cost $100 each. And end up not getting the ass. I mean,
or it's not uncommon for a man to spend $200 in weed and not get the ass.
And let's put you for another aspect: the treatment. You got high class treatment from women out there than you would over here. How many percentage of women over here you gonna get that high class treatment like that?
What I understand, the GameChanger was treated very well by his chica while he was down there.
Feminine, attractive, submissive women
right.
out there.
So my question becomes, are we really expecting to get that same rate of return? We'll take the stove thing off the table. You all know what I'm talking about here. That the same rate of investment here in the United States with the modern day Black American woman, we're honestly saying we're going to get the same rate of return for that?
Unless you're the top 10%. Most dudes ain't gonna squeeze that.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with the game.
You can get real quick. You can get good return out here, but I understand. Like as Pablo said, it's a more target rich environment out there. But I've never been out there. But I take Pablo's word. But go ahead. I think you were trying to say something, Pablo.
Real quick. So my problem with the game philosophy is this. is that it doesn't require reciprocity. It doesn't require reciprocity. Kuda can buy weed and invite chicks over and chop it up and give them all the time and all this and stuff, and they ain't gotta ante up. They ain't gotta ante up. And the same thing with Platinum and all his OnlyFans accounts. They ain't gotta ante up nothing for it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The tricking requires you to put out. You're gonna get your cervix touched fucking with us.
But see, my whole philosophy is this and everything: intentions and outcomes. What is your intention and what the outcome?
I'm still shocked that this is what the manosphere is endorsing, but okay.
Well, you're endorsing cucking, so I mean, which is worse, tricking or cucking?
Hang on a second. Do all of us agree with Pablo that if you make a straight investment, that you're expecting return on investment, meaning tapping that circle? Do we all agree on that? I agree.
Yeah. I agree. Kuda definitely agrees with it.
Whether direct or indirect, yes, that's the goal, and that's the problem. I mean, people don't understand simple math. Whether you give the woman the money directly in her hand, or you're paying for it through activities or whatnot, what have you, you're still paying that woman money.
So I don't understand why DJ Kuda would have a problem with that simple premise. Dating equals.
No, I mean, y'all can trick, but I mean, this is the same, group of men that men are the prize, women should bow down.
I never said that.
No, I'm saying
I never heard Big Mike say that.
I'm saying in general, the manosphere are promoting men are the prize, women should bow down. These girls are hoes, they're doing hoish behavior.
All right, whenever you do that, and hold on real quick, whenever you do that, it's easy to find a contradiction if you take something in general that somebody else said and juxtapose it with somebody else said. That's literally how.
You're finally learning, Bernard.
That's literally how the broke down women have a channel, because they make every show based off.
No, I'm just saying this. Well, what's the whole point? Then going red pill. Then just go get your money and go pay for it.
Okay, and what part of red pill is cucking out your wife?
Tell me what part of red pill is tricking?
What part of cucking out your wife? Answer the question, bro. What's worse? Is it worse to pay a hoe that's a hoe?
Why are you still worried about this man's wife?
Hey, hold on, wait. Kuda, stop. Everybody stop.
Nobody will be saying something. You'll be talking about this man's wife.
Kuda, let me ask this question. Is it not is it not red pill?
Why y'all allowing this man to keep talking about this man's wife?
I stopped that part of the conversation, Kuda.
I thought we were talking about a rate of return. Wife.
Hey, can y'all not hear me?
Yeah, we can.
We off of Locario's wife.
But hold on, Bernard.
Hold on. I got a question.
You want to talk about his wife?
I got a question. Stop it. I got a question. An important question.
You're letting him deflect and lie. That's not
possible. Hang on, he's got a question. Let me get the question out.
No, this is an important question. He's basically saying, what was the purpose of being red pill if you're paying for it? Is it not red pill to have an understanding that many of them are hoes and will do what you want for X number of dollars, and you show up with X number of dollars, get what you want, and be out? Isn't that not a red pill understanding of reality?
Yes, it is.
That's wonderful.
It is.
Hold on. Can I answer?
Red pill is just not about mouthpiece, flag, and game. It's about understanding and accepting reality for what it is. And if the reality is that they hoes,
that's one of the that could be a definition, but squares understand that too. It doesn't necessarily make you red pill. Squares understand that also.
Well, what does make you red?
Wait.
Y'all still not learning. Y'all still are doing this. But go ahead.
What does that even mean? Because I mean, you
it
can't
means nothing.
right?
You know what it means.
Fantastic, please. Kuda, you do realize that you can be square and red pill, right?
I guess if you
just said it.
So if one can be square and red pill, you do realize that your answer made no sense, right?
Of course he doesn't.
Well, actually, red pill kind of alludes that you're not square. Kind of alludes that you have a greater understanding of.
So red pill.
God damn, red pill is game, y'all.
Fantastic, please. So
I wasn't finished answering the question. I said it can allude that you are the red pill. Red pill alludes that you have a certain amount of knowledge. You can work your way around that with the red pill. Being square, they know that also. Square is kind of synonymous with blue pill. Red pill is supposed to mean that you're unplugged from.
But you're an admitted square. So
Jesus
why do you keep
Christ.
speaking as if you're not in the same position?
Jesus
You just
Christ. I'm
admitted
actually. All right, never mind. You know what? Y'all good. Y'all got it. Y'all can tell me what the game is. Y'all tell me what the game
All
is.
right, no, let me ask you something.
It's not you.
Let me ask you
It's
something.
that's what it is. It's not you.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you, Kuda. So you feel like Hugh Hefner, he's not red pill? Because he knew what he was doing. Like that same question he was asked. You know the girl's here with you because
sugar
of the money.
daddy.
And he didn't care.
A high paid sugar daddy.
So what would be a sugar daddy? Would sugar daddy be red pill or blue pill? I just want to understand this. Which would he be?
He still be blue. He still be blue. He still be blue pill, but he's paid. Hugh Hefner is.
How is that?
Why have you having a blue pill?
Yeah. I'm trying
to.
He
already accepted the knowledge that
Hello.
these people are here because of the money.
Hello.
Okay.
I mean, if I could explain, maybe I probably could.
You're not explaining anything. You're just wasting breath, bro.
Let him hang himself.
You gotta let him talk. Go ahead, Kuda.
Like I said, blue. What he did, he's still a square. But what he did is he built an industry and a business model around what he's doing. Same thing like OnlyFans. They built a business model around what they're doing. It still doesn't make him red pill just because he has a whole bunch of women around.
Okay, everyone looked at Hugh Hefner as a pimp.
Shut the fuck up, please.
Well, goddamn, I'm the only motherfucker that can't talk.
You talk too much and don't say shit.
No, bitch ass nigga, you ain't saying shit. Everybody go. Everybody look like motherfuckers.
Yo, where's Tommy?
You dumb, bro. You dumb as fuck.
Where's your hero that cursed you out last night? Why you trying to recoup from yesterday?
What are you talking? And again, you're right.
Why are you trying to recoup from yesterday? That's what it's about.
What I'm trying to understand is
why are you trying to recoup?
You know what?
See the whole tendencies here. This nigga got to bring up a whole nother man. He can't talk to me one on one because he's a bitch.
Whole tendency.
Why do y'all entertain?
Why you got this energy for me, but you ain't have it for?
What energy for him, nigga? I know you watched him and you know where we're back and forth.
The conversation gets stupid when y'all just.
I didn't say no, nigga.
Listen. All right. Oh shit. Okay, I was leaning back in my chair. You niggas made me have to sit up.
I was trying to say this earlier, but this is all I want to say, bro. Stop letting this poor ass nigga deflect and lie. I'm not talking about Locario specifically. I'm talking about cucking in general. Anybody that cucks.
You up here talking about that man's wife,
bro? You don't keep shut the fuck up, you whole ass nigga. Move the hell out of your ears so you can hear me.
All right. Kuda, I don't know if you adequately answered the question. It sounds like you're saying
I can't answer any question.
No, I'm talking about my question. The question that I asked earlier. It sounds like you're saying in order to be red pill, you must have the ability to maneuver in a certain way. That's not what red pill is. Well, I mean, you can become red pill, and then if you got the game swag, whatever, you can get what you want out of women. But you also could be red pill and not have that, but you figure out a way, understanding reality, to get what you want. Okay. So you can't say that it's not red pill if somebody has an understanding of reality and where they at and how the women operate. And then I'm not talking about Hugh Hefner. I'm saying you're saying a trick isn't red pill. It is a red pill understanding of reality that there's a percentage of women that are hoes, and
you got red pill tricks that have to learn the game to effectively trick. You can't just go out there with your money and just walk up to women and say, "Hey, this, hey, that, hey, this."
Who does that?
Who does that? There's a straw man.
You will be surprised.
But all right, okay, all right. So all right, okay, good. Wait a minute. So hold stop. Everybody stop. Please stop. Kuda, all you proved right there is there are some guys who are not tricking, who are going about getting pussy the wrong way, and there are some guys who are tricking, who are going about getting it the wrong way. You could be a good trick. Listen. The only thing you prove is that you could be a good trick and a bad trick. You could be a good non-trick and a bad non-trick.
All right. So the guy that can effectively trick, is he red pill versus the guy that just walks out there with his money and just flat foots?
But who does that?
No, he
last foot. We mean
what does red pill have to do with how a pimp approaches a prostitute, or how a trick approaches a prostitute?
Yes, thank you. A prostitute and a trick is the most.
Oh, so y'all saying? Hold on. So
what you're describing is a stupid individual.
So y'all saying you don't have to have game the trick?
Red pill is not game.
I didn't say it was game.
Yes,
There
you
you
did.
go.
Okay,
You
but
alluded to
you're
it.
my
using
God.
it as if it is. So,
y'all have a nice day. It's
for
cool.
example, okay,
It's cool.
here,
Yes,
I'll define
I think
it.
that's what he was saying.
I'll define it. So, red pill is an awareness that what we believe about women is actually a social construct. It's not how they really are. Once you come to that awareness, it has nothing to do with how you approach them as a John at all. Now, maybe game does, but red pill doesn't.
Exactly.
They're two completely different things.
I agree.
A person can be a pimp, John, trick, or square and still be red pill.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it can be all the same things and still get pussy too. Again, that it isn't limited to fucking tricks or gang niggas or anything. Anybody can get pussy out here, bro. It's not that hard.
All right, shout out to Steph is cold in the building. Appreciate.
Hold on. If it's not that hard,
hold
then
on,
why
wait, Kuda, you gotta let the host talk. Shout out to Steph. Steph is cold in the building. Says red pill isn't synonymous with being alpha or beta. Shout out to Steph is cold. Appreciate you.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming on through. We gonna go let DJ Kuda respond to whatever he was trying to say. Then we gonna go to sup nigga. Oh, okay. All right, go ahead, DJ Kuda.
If it's not that hard, then why you got a trick?
Huh?
I don't understand that.
Again, hold on.
All right.
I said this. Let me answer the question again. Shout out to Mac City Limits. He's still here. Big Mike is still here. Again.
All right, so give us some game. All right, so since the real tricking is on the panel, give us some game how to effectively trick. Let's hear y'all.
Bro, again,
okay. How does one effectively trick?
He has Big Mike. Go ahead, Big Mike.
Well, not Big Mike. No, because Big Mike is gamed up. I want and he's for the game. So y'all. Anyway,
no, he said that he tricks.
He did his tricking. Yes.
No, don't hide behind him. No.
Nobody's hiding behind him. This is what he said.
No, because I'm familiar.
This is what he said.
Hello, stop getting your feelings.
What's wrong with you?
Hello,
y'all let this whole ass nigga do his same shit every time.
I'm familiar with Max City. Stop it. I'm familiar with Max City Limits. No, I want y'all, and y'all know what I'm talking about. I want y'all to explain your game about going about tricking.
No, I want Big Mike to explain it. I'm not.
Don't hide behind. No, don't hide behind him. No. Big Mike said it was 10 toes, so he got some game up on him. No.
Okay, so either way it goes.
All right.
So
hey. Let me just go ahead and just give a little bit, just a little bit. All right, just to satiate everybody. Just like I said on the last show, I used to supply women for ballers. Okay, so these ballers were actually tricking. So the issue was these ballers, they did not want to mess around with any local girls because the local girls was tripping. They would get their feelings involved. So if you wanted to skip all the bullshit with a local female, you know what I mean? She's gonna slash your tires, key your car, break out your windows when her feelings get involved. They would want to go ahead and just splurge and trick and shell out some money. Okay, so there's this big misconception that if you tricking, like you can't get no ass and you can't get no pussy, and that's not true. You got some cats, they just don't want to be bothered with the extra bullshit that come with a female. You know what I mean? So that's what they would do. They would call me up, be like, "Look, I need two big titty red bones. Rush them my way." I'd be like, "Cool." And so that's what would happen. I rush them to females. Ooh. Yeah, and and they would handle their business, and they wouldn't have to deal with them until the next phone call.
These dudes are talking about tricking to supply their dating pool. These dudes are not tricking to
no, they're not.
Nobody. Big Mike, do you think something's wrong with that? A guy tricking to supply his that would actually be a mating pool, not a dating pool.
Yeah, nobody. That's the shit that game niggas do. No, any dude that pays a bitch, bro, is not trying to take the bitch serious because she's letting you know she can't be trusted. If she's taking payment to play, that means she can be bought by anybody. So this another fucking lie and fallacy that game niggas put out here. Ain't nobody paying no bitch and want a serious relationship with a bitch you can just pay and say, hey, this is what it is, and this is the amount I can give you, and let me fuck and then go on about my day. If I can do it to the bitch, anybody can do it to the bitch. The price is just gonna differ in the looks of the dude, the charisma and all the other shit or whatnot, what have you, sure actually liking the dude. And again, it's been plenty of game niggas, quote unquote. Big Mike, one here present that said, hey, I was a part of the game on every level, and I have Trick. Locario said the same thing yesterday. He said he has Trick. So again, I don't
So,
even
all right, hold on.
understand.
Wait, so by your
Even
logic,
hold on, and a little known fact. Even the great ARC said that he did Trick out of the country before.
So hold on. So all of these people that outrank
everybody plays all sides of the game.
Hold on, he talk about looks, charisma, and stuff like that,
this is my
reflecting the price.
question, Bernard.
He's talking about looks and charisma reflecting
Bernard,
the
I got
price.
cut off.
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Fantastic.
All right, so like I was saying, Bernard,
Y'all tricking for the GFE, man.
when
Y'all need to stop that shit.
when people that outrank present company, that have businesses, that wrote books, that sell courses, and they are official game, whatever fucking coaches say, I participated in the tricking. How is it that somebody that has no track record, shout out to motherfucking MT, no fucking proof, no evidence, no bitches, no nothing, get to come up here and define anything? Who is this nigga? Whose man is this?
All right, I gotta acknowledge Steph is cold. I do want the previous person. Somebody put the link in the chat just in case you want to come back. I suspect it may have been I'm not even gonna make no guesses, but I think I know who that was up here. But Steph is cold dropped $100. Appreciate it.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140.
That's $100.
Appreciate you. Steph is cold. Always come through. Thank you, GameChanger, for dropping his links in the chat. Steph is cold.
Oh no, I gave him the StreamYard. My bad. You wanted me to drop?
Either way is great.
It.
Either way is fine. But yeah, I thought you was dropping his channel. I mean, everybody already subscribed to him, but yeah, you can see I can drop that channel too in the chat. And yeah, moderators, make sure y'all's dropping GameChanger channel. I don't know if y'all been doing that. I was about to shut this down at 3:00, but it soldiered on forward. Good conversation, been all over the place. Anybody got anything? I don't even know who to pass it to or where to go from here. But let's so somebody take the mic. I don't know. Somebody made him. Go ahead.
See, my thinking is, me and Big Mike are simpatico on this. My thinking is, my dealing with a woman is primary because I'm a businessman. So I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. What can she do for me? It's clear that I could do something for her. What can she do for me? And we hammer out a deal. It's that simple. So I don't understand. I'm not understanding where Kuda is coming from here, because again, Big Mike, who is recognized by everybody to have the most experience in these matters, isn't right in alignment with my position. So I'm trying to understand what Kuda's position is in relation to Big Mike and my position.
I mean, are y'all trying to trick or have a relationship? Which one?
Well, Big Mike,
Kuda think people are tricking in pursuit of love.
No, niggas is getting pussy. That's it. Niggas are getting pussy.
Yes.
Getting pussy.
Yes.
That's it. Getting pussy.
Yes.
Hang on.
Only way you could say that, Kuda, is if you're talking about the guy who's pursuing a long-term relationship, and he also has money, and he's pursuing her, taking her out on dates and nice places. If you're calling that tricking, you could say that he's tricking in pursuit of a long-term relationship.
Don't let these dudes lie to you. If you're supplying your dating pool with tricking this whole and stuff like that, you do want girlfriend experience from some of these women. You're selling your idea. What you're doing is you're putting your I guess your whole phase, basically your sexual drive at the mercy of your wallet. Honestly, and that's something that you can damn near never fulfill, especially when you go down that rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? So
that makes no sense.
Hang on.
No, it doesn't.
Let me make sure
that makes no sense.
Yeah. No,
I want to make sure I understand it. You're telling me, okay, so you're telling me that if Big Mike, myself, GameChanger, we're plowing the woman of our choice for all she's worth. We have an understanding. She gives A, we give in return B. Nuts are busted. Balls are empty. You're telling me that that's not going to be enough?
No, Obsidian, because he knows the intentions of your dick. You're in his mind, your dick wants that woman to marry her. You love her, Obsidian. That's why you're paying her. You're paying for her love, Obsidian. That's what these lame ass niggas keep saying. Act like motherfucking, again, Pussy is the oldest sold commodity on the planet. Why did the slow niggas get up here and say slow shit? Like they to try and put themselves in a position of authority that they
You
don't
really
have.
want us to believe that every time you break your wallet open, it's not for no relationship with the girl.
All right, check this out, man.
All right, go ahead, Big Mike. Go ahead, Big Mike.
This is what it is, man. When I break bread, of course, I want a bitch on her best behavior. And that means, yes, you're gonna act like my girlfriend. You're gonna act like you got some sense. But what love got to do with it? It ain't got shit to do with love. It got everything to do with you acting right. You know what I'm saying? So you may be getting those two conflated. There's no love in this, but if I take you out and if I'm doing things with you and if I'm breaking bread, bitch, you gonna act right. Shit, and that means, hey, if I want you to snuggle up to me, if I want you to hold my hand, and whatever the fuck I want you to do, it gets done. Period. But it ain't got nothing to do with love.
Wait, okay. Well, then let me ask. Hold on. Then let me ask this question. So, does the manosphere want submissive women in relationships and marriage and all this stuff that
You
they claim to, or
doing
do they want
what the breakdown a woman perspective does. You
they
gotta
want?
stop.
Are y'all looking for hoes or are y'all looking for relationships?
You making this? There's pump and dump channels. Hold on, wait, hold on.
Okay,
there are
but
pump and dump channels, and then
with
there
the
are
pump and
channels.
dump.
Hold on, stop it, real quick. There are pump and dump channels, and then there's channels like the Roger Report. So you can't jumble it all together and say, "What do y'all want? Y'all all
See, Bernard, you're learning.
You're pulling a Sister George.
You're learning, Bernard.
Concrete
This is
Rose
what whole
argument.
niggas do. He's a hoe on the inside. He's a woman.
Do you have to pay to pump and dump, or you can have game to pump and dump?
Huh?
Well, you got to get a read to pump and dump.
Pump and dump by definition, I think you're not paying. I don't understand.
No, you just need a dick. That's all you need. And no matter how the dick ends up in the pussy, that's how
you can trick and pump and dump.
Yes,
y'all
you
got it,
can.
because you know what? All right, we're gonna keep letting y'all talk, and y'all gonna explain every single thing I just said. All right, good.
You can trick and pump and dump.
Again, y'all are dealing with a person that doesn't have a multifaceted or versatile mind. They can only think one way. They have the Dunning-Kruger effect as to where they're an expert in something they're not. Okay? It'll be like me talking about, oh, I'm a big ass black guy, but I'm actually motherfucking 5'2" with a whole bunch of hair and no muscles. You're like, what the fuck, bro? How you claim to be a big ass black guy, but you don't fit the description? Oh, when you finally fucking see me again, you have to have the fucking track record, bro. You gotta have the motherfucking background to claim the shit you claiming. Show us the hoes, bro. Show us the motherfucking the shit of your game and all this shit where you just get the baddest bitches out of everybody and just, hey, they own your team, they own your program, they own all this other shit. Then we can take you serious, bro. Other than that, shut the fuck up. You don't got no goddamn rank here. You don't got no clout. You don't got no motherfucking track record. You don't got no proof. Who are you? Again, whose man is this? You want a bunch of other niggas that said that outrank you. Again, I said again, that said they have tricks. And why you worried about the next man's dick and how he fucking gets it wet?
All right, Ladarius Munford, I'm pretty sure you got a wrench already.
Says the man worried about
you
Locario's wife.
But you came out of nowhere, Ladarius Munford. I be seeing you supporting a lot of people's channels, man. We appreciate you around here. Thank you for coming through with the $100. Appreciate
20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140.
That's $100.
Shout out to Ladarius Munford. We appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. Look, man, this is going longer than what damn, I gotta get that pop filter. I gotta remember to go do that today. Man, good conversation. Listen, the disrespect was only by previous standards, this was only at a minimum. Yeah, so we gonna wrap this up. We gonna wrap this up. Obsidian, where you going? You said you was going live after I got off.
Yeah. I'm gonna go live after you go off. But I wanted to wrap up.
If you can get the link ready, you can just drop it in. People can go right over.
Everybody knows where I'm at.
All right. Just be look for Obsidian.
You know we're gonna talk about.
Okay.
Right? You know what I mean?
No.
We're gonna talk about that big girl Lizzo. Actually, think that she can holler at the first Avenger. See, this is the delusion that black women have. So people think that brothers are Nobody is more delusional than black women. You got big ass, fat ass Lizzo thinks she can actually holler at the first Avenger.
The white dude, Captain America?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she slid in his DM. I don't know nothing about it, but I think that's what Obsidian going to be talking about.
That shit.
After I get off the air, go look for Obsidian. He'll be dropped. Oh, you got more? Okay, go ahead.
Let me say this real quick. No matter what side of the fence you come down here on this conversation, one thing is true. This is another point about sisters. Black men can and will debate whether game, self-improvement, pickup artists, relationship coaches for black men are relevant, useful, their utility. They will publicly discuss it. Where is the public discussion on the black female side about shit like Derrick Jackson? Where is it?
Oh man, that ship is never gonna sail, man. It's never gonna get Christian again, bro. We told you, bro. You just, I mean, it is what it is. They don't give a fuck.
All right. We about to get out of here. In fairness, because y'all do, I know I like to be fair. I did do a one-on-one with Kuda about the subject of tricking. It's on my Patreon page though, where he got to lay out his full case, pretty much uninterrupted. Where I just interviewed him, and so. Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta be a Patreon to get his full position, but I do like to let people get their thoughts all the way out, but it ain't possible when they turn in the nigga hour. But shout out to everybody who jumped on the panel. Shout out to Big Mike, glad you came up. Shout out to everybody. I got to get the hell up out of here. I was supposed to be off here 30 minutes ago, but like, thanks everybody. Peace. Darius Mumford, Stephens Cole, appreciate y'all on those super chats. Everybody who super chatted Cash App. I don't even think nobody Cash App, but shout out to everybody. Appreciate it, and we out of here. Peace.